fine. Don't worry about it. By the way, don't nair your whole frickin' body. You wind up very itchy. What is up, chat? Yes. You should have turned on me. There we go. Yes, yes, yes. I don't want your ads. You can suck my bing bong. Well, well, well. That's what you say when you're feeling good, good, good. Also, I turned everything except for my 3D signs because I'm a dumbass. But, yeah, let's wait for some people to get in here. That's where revolvers normally go. Hello, Stone. Ryan, what is going on? Cody is in early. Yep, it's got the donger. Put Jan L-Tech up there again. Real easy to tell the DWX and the CZ, huh? Look, I put a whole line of Glock-style firearms, okay? I don't hear shice tonight. If you have shice to say, then you can keep it to yourself. But no revolvers. I'll put more revolvers up there. So we'll talk about some fun stuff as we get going, but I figured, first few minutes while we're waiting for everybody to get in here, we'll do it this way. That's where 3 revolvers would normally go, but I didn't put them up. Because revolver, man. Revolver life, bro. Bro, do you even revolver, bro? Bro. Hey, bro. You even bro? That even hooked it? Hold on a second. Let me plug this in. Don't worry. I'm a professional. I've been doing this for minutes. Saw the video on the DWX. Did it come with my springs? Come with your springs? Which springs are you referring to, my guy? Didn't know springs were required from the Jiminy Show. There you go. Nice holes. That's where it's going to be for a while. Come with more springs? More springs for what? Tracer rounds are 100% legal for civilians. Civilians. Also, I'm 100% hairless, so except for here and here. So I'm 80% hairless, so take that shit. And I'm very itchy. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. It's almost like this tripod has the ability to drop you down. Is $500 for a Hellcat good or bad? For a new one, it's For a used one, it's too much. Because you can remove the springs on the guide rod. Did it come with more guide rod springs? Oh, yeah, no, it doesn't. It just comes with the one. Dan Wesson and CZ are cheap mofos. I'm surprised it came with 2 mags. They didn't give me shizzes. My thoughts on the Alpha Foxtrot Romulus. I want to get one. But I just recently got the DWX, and I can't really swing that. Best 1911 or 2011 under 1K. Best 1911 under $1,000 is probably going to have to be something like a Bull Armory or a Fusion Firearms. Both of those come in right at about $1,000. For 2011 under $1,000, it's hard to really make a lot of recommendations because I've only played with a few of them. I will be playing with a few more. That's right. I'll be playing with myself to figure out what I like more. But around $1,000, you're going to have things like my Match X, which comes in at, all the YouTubers keep saying it's under $1,000. It's not. It's a $1,200 gun. The Match S, the base version of the gun, is at $999. So I guess technically that is. But if you want the compensated gun, it's $11 to $12. The Mac 9s are under $1,000. I have one of those coming. Finally got the invoice from TSOS telling me that it's coming, or SDS. So as soon as that gets in here, how much should I pay for a used Hellcat? 3 maybe. Boom, 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 boom. The Alfa Romulus is awesome. I don't have a lot of rounds through them, but they shoot amazing. They look good too. I like the hard bluing on them. Stay dangerous. I'm okay. How you doing? The Springfield Cuna looks interesting. You got kids to put in school. Hollow Sun or SRO? I really don't have any time behind either of those optics, so I wish I had a good answer for you. I really, truly don't. Sorry. Gunnar, what is going on, Gunnar? Gunner. No, Gunner. Gunner is something completely different. Yeah, I made some tortellinis, and I think they were frostbitten in the freezer. Not good. I did empty the shit out of my refrigerator, so I have nothing in my fridge again. Kuna is an upgraded Strybog. To be fair, though, it looks better than the Strybog. I think the Strybog looks stupid. You like the Hellcat? Is it a good gun? I paid $500 for a used one. A gun is only as good as you make it. I don't like small guns, Wavy, so to me it's not worth it. And then, like I said, $500 for a used one is... It's still... I'm sorry, man. I'm not going to lie to you. You paid too much. Stay Dangerous said, nice collection. Thank you. When I bought my lightly used Hellcat, I spent around $350 for a gun, holster, and 2 mags. Yeah. It definitely looks better. Yeah. All jokes aside, what do I think about non-lethal Berna guns? Do you have any experience with those? I've only handled the Berna guns. I haven't shot them, but I mean, they basically shoot pepper ball, paintball, and mace ball rounds. They use CO2s, but they use an 8.4 gram, which is not the normal 12 gram, which is a little bit stupid because you have to order specialized CO2 cartridges, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they use an 8.4, not a 12 gram. And for $400, personally, since I have a concealed carry license and the ability to carry a real firearm, I don't see the point of a Berna. It's bulky, so it's an outside the waistband, but I could definitely see it for somebody that's like walking dogs, or if you're out walking your kid and you don't want to be carrying a gun because children have bad, soft ears, and you don't want to shoot somebody in front of a child. What is he, Bruce Wayne? So woods walking, things like that. If you want to practice non or less lethal carry, I guess that's the way to go. It's just not personally what I do. It's for felons, California, and Chicago. What happens if the person is trying to rob you, but they got a humongous butt? Then you kick them, Lorenzo. Or you start playing Sir Mix-a-Lot, and then they have no choice but to turn around, stick it out. Even the white boys got to shout. I can only see felons carrying something like that. No, we've sold a few of them down at Liberty. It happens. They're pretty sucky, but I wouldn't bet my life on it if I didn't have to. Yeah, no, for the most part, I would say carry mace, bear spray, or a taser before a Berna. They're cheaper and easily replaceable. Unhappy Monday. Shit, CW, what's up, man? You okay? Is the Glock 19X a full-size gun? No, it is the Compact 19 on the full-size, mid-size 17 frame. Because even the 17 is only a 4.3 inch barrel, so it's technically not a full-size gun in my opinion. Mr. Wick, not John Wick. Maybe first movie John Wick, because I believe in the realism of the first one. After number 1, it's kind of like the Expendables, where it was just getting ridiculouser and ridiculouser and ridiculouser. How many guns do you have? I don't actually know the total. Do I have any Gangsta 308s? You mean like short, like pistol variants? No. Savage Scout 110 is about the only 308 I currently own. I need to get a Ruger SFAR. I've played with a few. I've played with myself. And I will always drink juice. Sir, your AK-47. What about it, Toothless? Noah, if you're asking if you should sub, I would say don't. because I don't need to validate people. Best concealed carry with stopping power. I would prefer the best concealed carry with accuracy. If you have accuracy and firearm control, then you have more stopping power than somebody with a Barrett 50 cal and no trigger discipline. John Wick 2 was good, and it didn't make any sense. He broke his hand, was able to use it in a fight. I actually broke my hand in a fight before. I couldn't use it. Well, it all depends on the adrenaline, but the way he was going, yeah. Frank Sinatra or Elvis? Frankie was more of a swooner. Elvis was more of a just bleh. No, not the Red 40. It's not Red 40. It is a sugar-free juice. Weiler's Island Punch. I mean, there is Red 40 in it, but very minimal. It doesn't take a lot to color water. Do I trust Fortnite gamers with guns? Depends. I'd have to meet them. I don't judge people based on games they play. Otherwise, all you Call of Duty lovers would just be... The lower right corner of your silver play button has a 1994 Desert Eagle. No, it does not. The DWX or the Match X? In terms of shooting, right now it's still the Match X, especially since it has the 2-pound trigger in it. I'm going to take it to the range and shoot them both, and until my goddamn $75 optic plate shows up, I'm going to go with the Match X, because I bought the DWX specifically because it can take an optic, and I can't put an optic on it because it didn't say on the distributor website that it doesn't come with plates. I could have ordered the goddamn plates at the same time. Damn and crap and shite and shit are probably going to be the only cuss words I use today. When your hand was broken like mine, you can't ball up your fist, which makes on impact. When my hand was broken, striking with that hand was futile. Yeah, it all depends on how you break it. I've got the boxer's break in this hand. I have both of these bones. Like, if you shake my hand, you can crack them like a knuckle because of the way they've healed. I was still able to fight when I broke it there. Do I keep one in the chamber on my EDC? Always, man, Ryan. And I tell this to everybody. If you don't trust yourself to carry with one in the chamber, number one, get some snap caps, practice your draw in your holster over and over and over and over. Draw, put it in. It'll help you learn to trust your trigger finger. But also, if you get to that point and you still don't want to carry with one in the chamber, I'd recommend not carrying a gun. My bad, this isn't a fighting channel. Yeah, but I got my gripes with the John Wick movies. No problem observing. You're going to start carrying the DWX. No, I'm not carrying the DWX. I'm still going to... Well... No, it's a 46-ounce gun, and since I'm mostly in the store now, it'd be sitting in a pocket holster, and it would just be dragging my pocket down. The Para Ordnance 1911 is already a 38-ounce gun, so it's almost a half a pound lighter than the DWX when it's empty. Lorenzo says, you're pretty cool. I was just making jokes. Yeah, I know what you're talking. I understand that, dude. AK-47, can I see it, please? Just Google it. Like your red weapon you have that's hung up. Thank you. That's a Dan Wesson DWX. Georgia, I shot 3 different guns, a Glock 17, an AT, and I can't remember the last one. Awesome. Being a single man with a mug like that, you probably have a mean grip on handguns. Not single. Thank you. Mean grip on handguns. You mean I understand them well? Thank you. Hey, Braden, what is up? Also, when you like your own comment or put a rolling on the floor laughing face or a crying laughing emoji, that just shows how lonely and pitiful you are. You literally laughed at something you said before you sent it. Bro, get a life. What's your favorite gun in the collection? Right now, it's still my Match X, could be the DWX. Love the one with the blue handle. That is a CZ SP01. Do I have a Glock 17? Yes. What's your strongest? Handgun, probably a Smith & Wesson 460 XVR revolver that shoots 460 Smith & Wesson Magnum. In terms of rifle, I got a Marlin, Marlin 1895 and 4570. Where do you get a gun license at? Depending on the state you live in, you don't need a license. I don't need a license to own firearms. You do need a concealed carry license in the state of Virginia if you want to carry concealed. Boom. Kaif, hello. What Red Dead are you going to put on the DWX? Eventually I'm going to put an SRO, but I got to save up for it. Storius, you can always say something. Whether or not you're still here after you say it is yet to be seen. Been a fan for a while. I don't do shout-outs. I thought his favorite handgun was the one he plays with every night in front of the mirror. It's got a hair trigger. At least that's what his significant other says. Number one, thank you. Yeah, it's my boyfriend, no homo. Yes, homo, but I'm the jetpack. Do you have a Glock 19? Yes. Do you like the Draco? No, I like good guns. Yes, I'm an FFL in Northern Virginia in the city of Winchester. Every gun carried concealed is called underwear. Dude, if you're putting a gun into your underwear, you got bigger problems than I thought. You have a DSR 50 sniper. I love that gun. No, I do not. You want to get a purple gun? There's lots of them out there, Dave. Last question. How do you get a job at a gun store? I have a fascination with guns. I like watching the videos. I also have a squeaky clean record. What you have to do is start going to gun stores and ingratiating yourself, unless you want to work at like Sportsman's or Grab a Gun or something like that. If you want to work at like a mom and pop shop, you got to get to know the staff. You can't just get hired at a gun shop. Most of them pretty much hire people they know or people they like. Glock's overrated. Agreed. Worst gun in your opinion? Worst gun just in general would be the Zip 22. It actually killed an entire company. What gun could take down a robot? How big a robot? You're talking about a robot that big? A 22 can take it down. There's an AR-15 up on the wall. Just look at the wall. You have any of the John Wick guns? I've got 1911s, Glocks, stuff like that. If you're talking like the Terran guns, no. Do I like Tupac or Biggie? Tupac, man. Biggie's flow is just weird. He had that fat guy flow, and I don't care for it. Do you have an M1911? Yes. What's everyone's everyday carry? Blah, blah, blah. You ordered a Glock 26 for summer carry. Man. I mean, that'll work every day, but, you know, personally, if I had to go with the Glock for summer carry, I would have gone with like a 48 with the shield arm mags. Same capacity, or better capacity and a thinner gun, personally, but if you have to go with the Glock. What's the gun that's in the middle on the wall behind you? Yeah, no, give me more than that, dude. Middle of the wall behind me, there's a lot of guns in the middle. Do you have any Chicago typewriters? I do not have a Thompson. How do you feel about painting a gun? I've done it. If you like it, do it. You also like Tupac? Cool. I do not have the Chicken Jockey Glock. There is a rose gold pink one up there, though. It's on sale. You carry your Nighthawk today. Nice. Worst gun is a high point. Agreed. Have I ever shot a Desert Eagle? Yes, I used to own one, but none of my buddies wanted to pay for the ammo they were wasting, so I sold it. Do you have a flintlock? Nope. Damn good looking with that fresh, clean shave. This is called Nair and Never Do That. For those of you that don't know, I went and I naired for a chick. The sex was great, but it wasn't worth it in the long run because I'm anticipating the itchy. And I'm not kidding. I literally naired my whole body because I was asked to. Have you ever played Call of Duty? Not in a long time. My Tommy's fun to play with, just expensive, especially when you load that big old drum mag you got on there. Lol, you got laid, that's great. Man, getting got by my own mods. High point carbine is a fun plankster. It can be. You have big hands, slim grips don't work. Oh, well that makes sense then, Fleet. Long time since I watched BattleBots. Zach, why do you have so many guns? Because I'm a enthusiast, a collector. It's like dudes that collect comic games, etc., which I used to collect all of that one. No, General Grunt, I am half Korean, not part Japanese. It's really easy. So Japanese are much more round-eyed. Koreans are much more slanty-eyed and wider eyes. That's why we were called slanty-eyed zipper heads. In Australia, if you carry a gun everywhere with you, you'll be arrested. You can only have a gun in Australia for a certain amount of acres. That makes sense. If you haven't seen your own thing in 5 years because your belly, that's long enough to declare it legally dead. It's also sad. You're married? Nope. I got a girlfriend? No. I got a nasty girlfriend. Did I use the drill bit? Where would I use that thing? That thing is crazy. Do I have a punt gun? Nope. Do I got an Uzi? Nope. I don't prefer either 40 cal or 10 mil. I'd rather have a 10 mil though because you can shoot 40 out of most 10 mils. Aki said hi. Alkuga says hi. Michael says CZP-10C. It's a good gun. Get one. I prefer the full size. Why do Korean people drink so much? Not much better to do, honestly. My mom was a full-blown alcoholic at the age of like 20 something. So no, I get that. What do I think of SAR USA? Pretty good. Not a whole lot of new guns coming down the pipeline from them, but pretty good. Nice, man. Good for you. Thank you. Jessica, sorry to hear that your dog died. Do I like spicy food? And if so, what spicy food? Korean food, kimchi, spicy beef, things like that. Any updates on the Beretta? No, I'll call him tomorrow. Do you have a 45? Look at my wall, my friend. No, I don't have the Desert Eagle anymore, Lorenzo. I sold it. I used to have the chrome plated 50 cal. I would take it to the range with my buddies, and they would all mag dump my gun at $3.50 to $4 a round, $27 to $30 a mag, and they would just mag dump it because they were dumbasses. I don't have a girlfriend. My wife said I'm not allowed to have one. What'd you say about boyfriends? Because I need a sugar daddy. Pretty good pistols, thank you. Thoughts on Taurus G3C for everyday carry? It'll do the job, and you have double strike capability, which puts it above some guns. In fact, it puts it above a Glock 26 in that respect. If Glock had the double strike capabilities that are built into the Tauruses, I'd probably even complain about them a little less, because at least it's something interesting. Looking at pistol optics other than Holosun and Trijicon, any I should look into? I've had good luck with Siley. Siley has actually sent me a few different, and I'm running them on a few of my guns. Also Burris. But yeah, Siley, if you want them, they're pretty solid. I don't have any kind of arrangement with them. I just review them from time to time. They seem like they're pretty solid. Swamp Fox is all right, but they seem to be getting a little bit more difficult to get your hands on. Thoughts on SAR pistols? I've had a few. I've had the SAR 9, the P8L, which is just a straight up 75 copy, the K12 Sport, which is their Tanfolio copy, and I think that's about it. And I've had good luck with them. Do I know the Vector K10? Not really. Am I a gun shop or a gun collector? Both, King Mermaid. Mama lied. Sorry. I don't know why I said King Mermaid, but I own a gun store and I'm a collector. A lot of those guns are for sale. Some of them are not. I told Mrs. Mouse you have a girlfriend. She said she thought you already had one. I'm a bit of a man whore. This is a new one. I accidentally paid for a year of FetLife, so I'm getting my money's worth out of it. And I'm not kidding. Nair sucks. Like, it looks like I'm kidding, but no, dude, I could squeak if you rub me hard enough. Purple Punisher, Saints Row 4. What about it? Boom, boom, boom. Yo, I seen you yesterday. Probably not yesterday, but a little bit ago. That's cool. How many airsoft guns do you have? Probably like 5, 6. I don't have many left anymore. Do I target shoot on my property? No, I do not, but I have a range that I use. In fact, I'm spending all day there tomorrow because I switched my days that I'm closed at my store so that I can have all day tomorrow for it. Do you like Browning high powers? I appreciate the high power, but I'm a 1911 baby. It's kind of like similar, same. It's like dudes that prefer the Lamborghini Gallardo over the Audi R8 V10, even though they're the same car. What kind of gun in the middle row at the bottom? Middle row, which side? The one behind my head is a Palmetto State Rock. What's the cleanest gun you have? Probably the Dan Wesson DWX. Changing it up, everything's pointed to the left. No, everything is reversed. I'm using the front-facing camera. Thoughts on the T-Sauce 1911s? They're cheap. If you don't mess with them, they run all right. I'm kind of working with them right now to resolve an issue I had with them in the past. So until I get the gun that they finally sent me to test, I'm withholding judgment. They have, like you said, they typically run. I just have to wait until I play with the gun they send me. What do I think about 2011s? I've got a few. I like them. I also have a double stack Rock Island coming in for review with an optics cut already on it, so we'll see what happens there, although that takes a completely different magazine, so that sucks. Are those real? My boobs? Yes, my boobs, they're real. TP9 SFX was my first handgun. Thought it was cool. It is cool, man. 5.25-inch barrel, optics plates, worn sights if you don't want to run the optics plate. Good gun. You work at a gun shop. I own a gun shop. What's the cheapest and most expensive gun you own? I really don't do that kind of thing, Carter. I've got guns that I've literally been paid to take, and then I've got guns that I've paid a couple of grand for. Shrimp, like the stream if you hate Mondays. Yes, absolutely. Also, like the comment. Thank you for that donation, Shrimp. Appreciate it. Also, really funny. Last week, some dickbag sent me a donation with Cash App, and he canceled it. So that's always nice to see. He got me to thank him on live stream, then he canceled it. What a douche. Any experience with the Mac 2011? I'm waiting for the double stack to be shipped to me. So TSOS, Jared at SDS. SDS owns Mac, TSOS, and a few other companies. He and I had a nice conversation at the NRA show in Atlanta, and we've had several conversations by phone. And he and I have agreed that I'm going to start getting some products, especially since I'm going to the range every week now. And I will be able to start making some extended videos on a bunch of different guns. So they're going to start sending me some more guns. Don't do shout outs. Thoughts on the FK 75 PSD Burnham. My buddy bought one. I brought it in for him. It's a really cool pistol. It's a little bulky for my taste. Best budget red dot for the AR-15. The frickin' Romeo 5, dude. Favorite caliber for handguns? Don't really have one, man. I just like guns. What do you think about a 30-30? I love them. I have one. Actually, I got a few of them. Where to do you are repays on? Rewrite that. What would you value? A semi 1927 Thompson stick and drum might sell. I am in Virginia. I can't give you live stream. Send me an email at thejiminyshow@gmail.com. You need an ammo sponsor. Yes, I do. 45 and 40, or one of you can just donate $100 and I'll buy ammo out of my own store. Do I have a Staccato P? No, I actually am actively not representing the brand of Staccato in any way, shape, or form. I had a C2 that I paid $1,500 for with the Delta Point Pro on it. I don't even think it was worth $1,500. But I willingly paid $2K for a Dan Wesson DWX. What's your favorite brand ammo for target shooting? Cellar and Bellet. Very solid, very, very consistent. That's one thing you got to look for in the ammo that you use. You want consistent firing every time. And believe it or not, a lot of people will tell you the ejection pattern can be weird on some guns. A lot of it comes down to the ammo, believe it or not. If you watch back some gun channels and you watch them at slow-mo and you listen to the sound of the gun going off and you see the round coming out, anytime you see a round coming out at a goofy-ass angle, I guarantee you the audio is different on the shot. I switch the stream and I see more guns than people in the stream. Yeah. It's the best YouTube channel. I love you, bro. Thank you. Banner, what's up, son? Your box is going out tomorrow after I go to the range. Dude, the riots are getting bad. Yeah, no, I've been watching a few live streams here on YouTube. Everybody's telling everybody to, armory up. Leaf just subscribed. Thank you very much, Leafs. Do I have a P90? No. P90s are fine, but I'm not a bullpup guy, even though I do have a bullpup up there. That's not mine. Battlehawk Armory, a decent site. Never been there. Dodge Kid says, I believe that. I don't know what I said, but thanks. P90 sucked to load. Yeah, with that 50-round mag. Blazer 115 for me runs. Oh, Cellar and Bellet. Runs amazing with a 15-pound spring. There you go. I need a good loadout. Go to my shorts video. I made a basic loadout that will work well for everybody. Those guns look cool. Thank you. Am I Uzbek? No. Did I see the BS going on? Yes, I did. What do I think about the Ruger 4070? Well, I've got a Gigabyte 4070 Ti. It seems to work pretty good. Burned my finger on the toaster oven. Damn it. You should be out there rioting right now, Mouse. You're in LA. You back on here? I've always been back on here. Moving to Texas and would love to eventually start my own gun shop. What would you say for slowly starting up a mom and pop shop? Just be patient. Try not to take out loans if you can avoid it. Just go slow, man. How bad is Charter Arms? It's fine. It's cheap. Don't trust your life to it. Don't expect it to be functioning in 200 years, but it's fine. What is your most recommended everyday carry pistol? The way I recommend a pistol is you need to figure out what you like. If you go by reliability scale, Glock, Smith & Wesson, Canik, FN. No idea what a 577 Tyrannosaurus even is. What's up, King A-Rod? Mondays sure are an odd day. Yeah. Why does it have to be the first day of the week, too? You have an old Rugger, 44 mag carbine. Things nasty. Nice, Timothy. Frank says, hi. What country are you in right now? I'm in the UK. These are all going to get me jailed. Who are you talking to like that chump? You talking to me? Do I like having a decocker on the gun? It doesn't really matter to me. I prefer the 1911's trigger, which is a straight pull linear trigger with no decocker, but if I'm carrying a gun with the decocker, I have no problem using it. Do I like SKSs? They're fine. Do you have a Springfield EMP? No. I did back in the day, got rid of it. Do you have any golden guns? Nope. For a while, I was trying to be the bronze gun guy because Matt Carricker from Demo Ranch was the gold gun guy. So I was going to get all bronze guns, but I gave up because it got too expensive. Anything new to stream on the wall? No, nothing came in today, so everything on the wall was Friday. Ever shot one of those Thompson Center single-shot handguns in a caliber? No, I have not, but I want to. No, King, I am in the United States. Joke. I watch your review videos and the Cal-Tech looks like a fun little shooter. De Niro says, thoughts on SAR USA and their firearms. Why is everybody asking me about SAR today? SAR Shamals is fine. I've had a bunch of their guns. I've modified a few of their guns. Their guns run fine, man. No problem with them. They go on clearance at PSA all the time, but yeah, I do like them. The UK Trump's not going to like that. What are you talking about, Boris Johnson? Forget him. Have I ever shot an M1 Garand? Yes, I have shot an M1 Garand. They are rifles. Not a rifle guy, guys. I usually leave it to my chat when somebody asks me questions about rifles, scopes, and stuff like that. I'm not a rifle guy. I saw your video on the Rossi RS-22. Do you still have that set up? No, man. That video was, what, 6 years ago? 7 years ago? I can get an RS-22 anytime I want. They're cheap guns. But they run. Same thing as the Mossberg 702 Plinkster. The old president of operations at Staccato now runs SAR USA, Tony Pignati or something like that. Oh, okay. Well, that's cool to know. I'm glad he left Staccato. Favorite 1911. Currently, it's my Para Ordnance Black Ops 1911. Nice AT you got up there. Okay, not big on rifles either. No kidding. I mean, we both got them, but I think the Cal-Tech can be on the California roster because there's all the feature they need, magazine disconnect, and the external safety. Additionally, you can actually disable them, I found out. I didn't mention it in my review, but if you have a small flathead screwdriver, there's just one screw that you turn to disable the magazine disconnect, and a second one where you just tighten down the rear grip safety until it's pinned. What's the pistol with the red grips? That is the Dan Wesson DWX. It's 9 o'clock. Why don't we do a walkthrough of the guns on the wall? And by the way, turn away, kids. No hair! I got talked into shaving or narrowing my entire body, so if I have to suffer through it, you all have to suffer through it. You'll be fine. The mayor is finally acknowledging that the riot's not protest. Gee, they blocked off an entire freeway. You'd think they would by now. So got the 37mm bloop bloop. Even Outlaw's got a code. Yours is loyalty, courage, and heart. Yeah, pretty much. There's a difference between a convict and a criminal. There you go. AK with the donger. Just turn the other way this time, which is interesting because it's a 1970 kit, but you can also see it was built in Winchester. Cal-Tech KS7 because it fits there with the shorter barrel, fits on the hooks. Nice. My Arex 01 Tactical with the suppressor on it, the Osprey 9. Springfield Operator. There's not a lot of new guns up there. They just turn the other way. Now you get to see the other side of them. Para Ordnance 1345 and the the Sig Sauer 1911X, which is discoloring after shooting it. Nice. P320 X5 Legion. The Dan Wesson DWX optics cut with no optics because I need a $75 goddamn damn freaking dude. Ryan, it is not a Brazilian. It is literally my entire body was nared from my ears down. Gerson, Match X 2311, CZ SP01, Caltech P15 aluminum grip. They're on sale on PSA right now. If you're looking for one, they're like $400 for the aluminums. Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0, Radical Firearms, AR-15, Canik TP9 SFX, which we were talking about earlier, Taurus PT92, Tanfoglio Witness, Arex Alpha, PSA Rock, Glock 19 Optics Cut, Glock 22, my scratched up 43X. Don't get Cerakotes from distributors. They're shit. My Daria DY9, which is basically a Glock, but it's Gen 5 compatible. You can actually put a Gen 5 slide on top of a Gen 3 clone. It's interesting. Canik Meta SFT, the Canik 55 double action, single action pistol. I got to do a video on that one. HK VP9, Ruger SR9C, and the Taurus G3X. Interestingly enough, all these have their names on them, which you normally don't see because the ejection port is usually the side that's showing. But I'm going to keep them that way from now on. I used to be a gun grabber, then vaccine mandates came along. Lock and load, gentlemen. What? How much did you make from that near adventure? I got laid. That's all that mattered. It does not work, Glock. I do not. Candace, how you doing? Remember I did a comment on one of your videos the other day. Yes, I did answer your comment, your question. The next gun on my list is the SIG X5 Classic, the P226 X5 Classic. It's going to be a few months before I can afford it, though. It's a nearly $2,000 gun. Have I ever shot a bullfrog? No, but I've shot the bullshit. Drop them says, fair enough. Favorite color of chicken? Crispy yellow. Everyone make sure you like the button. Don't drop that 320. Lol, lol, lol. It's so funny. The X5 was never part of the issues. Do you really like shooting your Ruger SR9 Compact? No, I took that on trade when I traded off one of my 1911s. I got another 1911 and the Ruger, which was a good deal. Interestingly enough, though, if I had taken a left instead of a right in my life, I would have wound up with an SR9C as my first gun. But I wound up with the 1911, which kind of set my life in motion as a hammerfire gun. Hammerfire guy. I identify as a gun. Fresh shaved baby face. Yep. What's your biggest gun? Probably my Ruger 460 XVR. That is an expensive wall. A little bit. You said you got laid, but is it by your adult doll? Dude, I was the adult doll. I fucking nared my body. Get it right. I was the toy in that scenario. I'm not embarrassed by my life. Shut up. You have a Glock with the switch. Sure, I have a felony that I'm willing to admit to. Tried to finish watching all your videos, but you have so many, I'm proud of you. Candace, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Bull Armory 2011. I'd like to get one, but I don't like paying for new prices, so I'm waiting for one to come in used. My thoughts on the BP-12. Turkish gun. No, thank you. Yo, Far Out's in the house. What's up, Far Out? Scoot gets it. Hey, man, just came across your channel. I used to work at Barnes Bullets in the ballistic lab. Got to shoot many different guns and calibers. What's your favorite hunting caliber? I don't hunt. My favorite rifle caliber to shoot is actually 30-30. Dude, the riots were so crazy. They trapped police under the freeway. It was like watching The Dark Knight. No, thank you. Do not have machine gun shibble. I will at some point. Best handgun caliber that's not 9mm. I'm not a caliber guy. I'm more of a gun guy, but I'd probably say 45 ACP and then 10 mil. This guy's a chill guy. I feel like we knew each other a lot. It feels like we do, Candace. Thank you for the awesome comment. Ever got to play with the TRR8? I'm thinking about tracking one down. No, what is a TRR8? Thoughts on the M&P 15 and Magpul. The M&P 15 is fine. I would get the Gen 3 or the Sport 3 because it has the free floating handguard. Oh, that's kind of cool. How does the Nair work? Do you just rub it on and the hair comes off? Yeah, so you rub it on. You got to let it sit. How's that para ordnance shoot? Shoots good. Nair, you have to let it sit. The longer you let it sit, the better it does. You're not supposed to rub it into your skin. It did take a couple of treatments in a few spots, such as the boys, compound curves and shit like that. And then, yeah, you just kind of use a soft cloth in the shower, and it's not traumatizing at all. I love watching the videos where you make like the fake interactions with other people, like the one where the guy dropped all the bullets on the ground, but it was you. Yeah, I'm working on another one, Candace. That'll be coming out probably Thursday. Right on. Do you go to SHOT Show in Vegas? I have not. I'm planning on it next year. I did go to NRA in Atlanta this year. Yeah, I saw that expensive. I just looked up that TRR8. Looks good. If you're in the airgun world, the Umarex Hater is a TRR8 clone. I'm not hairy enough to find out. I'm not very hairy, but I was asked to completely defoliate, defoliate. Either way, it's I can feel it here, and I know that the rest of my body's going to feel like that. You'll be on and off, texting and chat. I'm cleaning my Russian gas mask. Nice. Does the Nair hurt? It burns, but only for a minute. Candace says they're so excited. Rolf, so NRA, yeah, they're not worth really being a part of, but I wanted to go to the gun show, so. You have some golden yellow chicken right now. Nice. Can you pause a video where a guy name is my name? Can you pause the video where a guy name is my name? What do you mean? I like that video too where he dropped all the cartridges. Yeah. What's the difference between a Mac 10 and a Vulcan? I have no idea. What state are you in? North Jersey here. I'm in Virginia. Gamma Swarms Magnum is much better. Never really played with that one. Is that a can on the handgun? Yes, that is the Osprey 9 2.0. Favorite carry around? Critical Duty is mine. I carry Critical Duty. My backup is HSTs. Rolf says, that's fair. Yep. So the hair never grows back. Oh, it grows back. It grows back with a vengeance, dude. I am not waiting for it. I'm not ready for it. It's my whole body's going to be itchy. Did you get to use the gummy worm? Yes. That's why I sat down gingerly. No, I'm just kidding. Sounds like a bad idea around the man area. It only burns for a little while. It makes you appreciate what you have. Bad revolvers from Court. Oh, yeah, no. Court is crazy. I've been to Ocean City for a car show once. Yeah, that's about 190 miles from here. Can you make my name green? What? What's the best thing you have? A 162 IQ? I look like Seth from Ice Age. Fucked up making fun of me. You're done. Well, I said once we're done with the model, it's firearm purchase time. What is the gun to get for about $1,000? That is such a subjective thing to ask, man. The Rival S is a great choice. A PDP Pro is a great choice. A 1911 at about $1,000 is a solid choice. Yeah, it's always good choices. Was he any good? No, she wasn't. No, I'm just kidding. She was a good time. Why'd you remove all the hair off your body? Because a really hot chick asked me to. And I don't have pride. Did I wax the gooch? Yeah, I started with the star, and then it just got weird. Now it's only burns when you pee. Now it burns all the time, not only just when I pee. What's a good gun to purchase? One that you like. Coolest thing you have is a drill bit I made for you. I'm still just kind of wondering, what is the point of the double-ended drill bit? Oh, now I get it. The Pinkertons through the bum. What are your thoughts on Mossberg 500? They're fine. 12 gauge pump, 2 3/4, 3-inch shells. They work great. Definitely something to look into. Yeah, sorry, Mouse. I don't know why I didn't get the double-ended drill bit until just now. I don't know who the Pinkertons are. What's a good rifle for the purchase. Rifle, whatever you're comfortable with. I don't like to give like individual firearm suggestions to people I don't know. Just go to a gun store and see what you like, man. Red dots that mount to iron sights. If you're talking about the ones that like replace your rear sight with a plate and stuff, you got to be very selective. Find the one that mounts the lowest to the gun, because the odds of losing 0, depending on the weight of the optic, goes up the heavier the optic you put on it. Am I sponsored by Coke? No, this is a sugar-free red drink in a Coke bottle. If I was sponsored by Coke, I doubt they'd let me put a red drink in it. What's your most expensive gun? Nope, I don't play that. What's your job career, man? I own a gun store. Joe says, so many guns. I live in England, so I'll have to stick to my air rifle. Hey, at least you get your air rifle. Homie has the same sarcasm as Funk FPV. Loving it. Don't know who Funk FPV is, but sounds like a compliment, so I'm taking it. I've said this once, I'll say it again. Every time I come on this live, I'm glad he is still here from what happened. Hopefully the pain is going away, but I have to leave. Bye. Have fun. Candace, thank you for coming in and hanging out for a while. Really appreciate that. You're a wonderful soul. Thank you. So, guys, if you can do me a big favor, just hit the like button. I don't ask for a lot on this channel. I don't really even ask you guys for any money or anything like that. All I need is subscriptions and likes and comments. It shows the algorithm that I'm worthy of being on here. And it has been working. Since I've remonetized my live streams and shit, people have started coming back, and YouTube has stopped demonetizing my shiz. Nicest pistol you have. That's a very subjective term. Like right now, my Dan Wesson DWX is probably my nicest gun in my opinion. Thirsty? Nothing quenches your... yeah, no. Not going to... Come on, Mouse. I listen to you, so I'm going to like. Thank you. Ooh, I listen to you. You're my favorite, so I'll like and subscribe. Thank you, Candace. I knew he was sponsored by Coke. I mean, I'm doing Coke every day, lines of it, lines and lines and lines. Sorry, I meant to take a look at revolvers from Court, best in the world. Yes, I said that. They're really nice revolvers. Hold up, did you shave? I nared my entire body. My whole body is smooth as a baby's butt. What's the most powerful? That's why I'm scratching myself randomly. I'm feeling the hair starting to come back. Most powerful gun I have right now, the most powerful handgun I have is a Ruger 460 XVR. He's not sponsored by Coca-Cola yet. Yep. Can you take a gun apart and put it back together blindfolded? Depends on which one it is. 1911s, yes. Glocks, of course. Who can't? Obviously ARs and stuff, for sure. Steven, hello. Michael, picked up a CZ AL1 last week. Nice. Those are expensive, relatively speaking. Smoothest shooting, most accurate 9mm handgun you've shot. Two separate guns. The smoothest one is probably my Gerson Match X, because I've done a lot of dirty shit to it to make it smooth and nice to shoot. Most accurate 9mm handgun is probably the CZ Tactical Sport Orange. Oh, dude, that'd be some sick content. Yeah. What else happened? Oh, I don't need to talk about it, dude. Just, I'm willing to own up to what I did, not who I did. Joe makes me crack the frick up. Thank you. I have a Rossi 22 rifle. Nice. What's that gun on the top right side? It's a Keltec KS7. KKM barrels still worth the premium price? No idea. OP Mario, yes, they are all mine. Which gun jams look the most? What gun jams look the most? Look the most what? Joe's Gerson Match X is a dirty girl. She's been around the block. She's been abused, and put away wet a lot of times. Thoughts on the Terran Canic full size? It's not really a Terran. It just has his name on it. He told them what to use for spring rates. Woohoo. Some involvement. It's a waste of money. Nice, bro. Love your collection. Thank you, OP. Use moisturizer. Fuck no, dude. I'm white. Sorry, I'm trying not to cuss as much. I'm white knuckling this stuff, dude. I want to be the itchiest motherfather on the entire planet. Have I shot the alien? Yes. It's nothing special in my opinion. What's the furthest I've ever seen in 1911? I wasn't born in 1911, so I didn't see anywhere. Can you explain what was causing your chronic pain? I have several medical conditions, and it wasn't was causing, it just always causes chronic pain. Everybody is built differently. I happen to be built with bad parts and bad wiring. I have a autoimmune disease called mixed connective tissue disorder. I have deterioration of the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath protects your nerve endings from basically going and being a hot live wire inside your body. And when it deteriorates, it sucks. How can I lighten the trigger on my cheap 1911 that I made the grips for? You got to take the rear mainspring housing off and adjust the leaf spring. The center post is the one that does the interaction with the and the sear disconnector. That's the one that affects your weight the most. You want to bend it down, I think. So it's normally 3 going like that. You need to bend the middle one further forward, I think, or back. I can't remember which way. Just start bending shit until it starts working. That's what I say. I got a Taurus Spectrum 380 pink. Call it the poop popper. Am I addicted to pills? No, actually, opioids do nothing to me. If I was an addict, that would probably help. You're also autoimmune, you feel me. Thank you. Was I born a perfectly healthy baby, or did you already have something wrong with you? Actually, funny enough, Stephen, I was born 2 months early with a deformed leg. They almost diagnosed Mrs. Mouse with connective tissue disease. Yeah, it sucks. I'm glad that they didn't do that to her. Van, what is up? I'll let you know if I tinker with my 1911. You should. I have a bad back. They want me to have a surgery, and I'm too much of a push to go under the knife. Back surgery, like, they want to fuse my neck. I've got C6 and C7 are my vertebrae are crushed, and they want to fuse my neck, and I keep telling them no. I will maintain as much mobility as I can and suffer the pain. Like, sitting here when I'm talking to you guys for a few hours, I'm kind of hunched forward, and it really hurts my back. But yeah, sometimes surgery can be the answer, though. The best part about surgery is, man, you're usually not awake for it unless you're in Tijuana. And then you pay for it with a freaking kidney, yeah. It sucks about your vertebrae. Yeah, no, it's a pain in the ass, dude. '80s baby, you laughed at your own comment before you posted it. So, do we really want to have a conversation on who has downs, my friend? You liked your own comment. You're one of those people that tells everybody you should be a comedian, and they all laugh at you and walk away. Standing up or laying down while streaming. No, once it starts hurting, that means that the muscles are already fooped. I've been told never to do the surgery until you can't get out of bed. I've heard that. People say that. Hello, have you ever been in jail? I've been arrested many times. I've spent many days in jail, all for traffic offenses. Got to get a temporary crown and then a permanent one. I've been putting it off because I'm scared. I've never had dental stuff like that. Just pay to have a sedation dentistry done. It costs a little bit more, a few $100 more, but like when I had to have my wisdom teeth out, dude, I paid the $1,400 and just made them knock me out. They want to fuse my L5S1, but it seems like surgery every 10 years to repair the next section doesn't sound plausible. Yeah, and it also will lead to, so it's kind of like when you injure one side of your body and you favor the other side and that side starts going bad. The minute you start fusing your vertebrae, and I'm not telling you not to do it, and I'm not telling you to do it, I'm just telling you what I've seen from people I know that have had these surgeries. You wind up, like you're saying, every 10 years, although if you don't start exercising and doing things right away, it's going to be like every few years, and then eventually your whole spine's going to be fused and you're going to be a goddamn statue. I don't know if my doctor has a gas, but I'll ask him to put me under. Most dentists should have the ability to do that. They asked if I wanted sedation for 60 extra bucks, give me the pain. Dude, no, man. For 60 bucks, I'm going under, dude. That's like coffee every day for 3 weeks, man. They need to break my jaw to reset it because it hurts me at my mouth right now. That sucks. Yeah, I've got TMJ, temporal mandibular joint pain. I had an issue for like 3 weeks. People could hear it on the live stream. Every time I opened my mouth, my jaw was clicking on this side. Thankfully, that seems to have resolved itself. I think I just hurt a tendon in my jaw. But yeah, I have every few hours I have to crack my jaw. So yeah, that sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. What angle would you recommend for a 20-year-old 150-pound woman? What I would recommend is that you go to a gun range that can rent you firearms and start with small 22s and work your way up until you find a caliber that is comfortable but not overpowering for you. The design of the gun can help you mitigate recoil a lot. Some Gen 5 Glocks with the triple springs will shoot better than Gen 3 Glocks. Smith and Wessons, like their EZ lineup, they have internally hammer fired guns like the Shield EZ. Very easy to run and not too bad on recoil. Respect, thank you. Oral surgeon, you go to an oral surgeon and they knock you out, dude. It's better than going to an anal surgeon. I know you hate headache advice, but someone, if you had to put cold on your head and heat on your feet, it helps. Yeah, no, doesn't nothing to me. All that happens when I put cold on my head is that I have a cold head and a headache. My urologist has a nitrous gas. He wanted to put a camera up my pee-pee and it never went back. Ah, they wanted to hot rod you, huh, Mouse? Don't go to prison or you get hot rodded. Raphael says Hulu, and I said Hulu. Did we actually lose the sponsorship? I think we did. I think they demonetized the live, didn't they? Did they? No, it's still monetized. I don't get it. I'm not seeing any ads all of a sudden. I don't mind, but Michelle, hi, yeah, dude, it was horrible. Yeah, no thanks, man. I've had to do the spread them and cough, but I've never had to do the hot rod, thankfully. Oh, there it is. I've had 9 teeth pulled while awake. Different visit. Once you know what to expect, it ain't bad. No, I can't do that. I had when my wisdom tooth broke, I spent a week and a half drunk waiting to get in to see my dentist because they said it wasn't an emergency. That's when I learned that you can walk a deaf cat around the block on a harness. What do you think about 50 AE in a revolver? It does no more good in a revolver than it does in a semi-auto. Also, it's a rimmed cartridge, or a non-rimmed cartridge. So getting a revolver for it, it becomes very specific. Had a fissure. You had a fissure of blood over a year. Ripped yourself because I wasn't drinking fluid after my sister died. I had to have it stitched up. I had to go in, spent the night in the hospital. Dude, that sucks, Steven. What kind of car do you have? I've got a Ram and a Navigator. Rebated him. Oh, cool. Rebated rim. Thank you. Drinking whole, have wisdom tooth extraction hinder the healing process and could complicating yeah. Also, I wound up with dry socket up in this upper corner after they pulled the wisdom tooth. That sucks. It's mainly because somebody made really good ribs right after I had the surgery, and I'm like, frick it, and I ate the ribs. He checked for me for hernias, and I don't have any, and he did prostate exam, was so painful, and he wanted to schedule the PP camera test, and I never went back. The PP camera, that's an extreme desire to check, man. Maybe he noticed something. Yeah, I mean, dude, the prostate check, it is what it is, but yeah, to put a urethral camera in you is pretty excessive in my opinion. Yeah. It took me until I was in my 40s to learn, or late 30s to learn my lesson about taking care of my health. No, I'm not gonna lie. It took me until yesterday to realize about taking care of my health is important. Do I like Sarshamals? Yes, Sarshamals is a plenty good company. I enjoy them immensely. No, I think it's because I was peeing a lot. Yeah, but I mean, when he fisted you and then he wanted to send a camera up you, it's because he was concerned about you, Mouse. Just remember, I, Drunk Mouse, aka your real name, leave all my firearms to the Jiminy Show for the price I told my wife I paid for them. Although your wife knows what you paid for them. For 10 cents on the dollar. End parentheses, signature, date, wife witness, and internet. Thing is, all doctors are not created equal. Thank God I got a female doctor. She's got tiny hands. Although she's really hot, and I keep on, regretting the day she's going to want to check me. Turn your head and cough. Oh my, somebody has a weird extension. Lycan! What is up, Lycan? How you doing? Thank you for the huge dono. You are my #1 fan. Don't be afraid to ask for a second opinion. I did that, and he punched me and told me I was ugly. Dude, it hurt so much. Next time, tell him to put some lube, and you go in like this. You don't go in like this. You go in like this. And honestly, to check your prostate, he probably should have just used one finger or two. What kind of traffic cones is that? What can put you in jail? What? Traffic offenses? Oh, so this was back in the early 2000s in the state of Minnesota. If you got caught driving without a license, it was an automatic arrest. They didn't give you a ticket and sent you on your way. There was no discretion. So I wound up spending like a total over like 3 years, like 18 days in jail. Because I felt that car insurance wasn't worth it. Dude, it felt like he jammed his whole fist up your butt. No, trust me, if he had sent his whole hand up your butt, you'd know the difference. I love your guns. Thank you, Kai. Preppy says, hi, Glock for days. There's 3 of them right there. I did it for you peoples. Felt like being punched in the asshole. As somebody who might or might never have been punched in the butthole, I can tell you doctors do not punch you in the butthole unless you pay them extra. Not that you should. Doctors make too much money as it is. 3 years, did I hear that correctly? No. Over the course of 3 years, I served 18 days. You would be bleeding for days. Not if he goes in clean. My gas mask is clean. I'll probably clean it again tomorrow in case I missed anything. Nice. Would you be using those soon given what's going on at the moment? Considering I'm over 3,000 miles from what's going on at the moment, the odds of me needing to fire a shot that far are quite low. You're hilarious. Thank you. How you doing, Jose? I mean, I could try to send one to LA right now, but that'd be like the dudes that were shooting at the Chinese satellite balloons and the people in Florida that shoot at hurricanes and tornadoes. Why do you have guns in your room? Because I tried leaving guns in your room, but they kept disappearing. Are we being deployed to LA? Nah, I pass. Am I a collector as well? Yes, I have guns that you guys have never seen and never will see because those are personal. 2 + 2 is 21. Hey, Miguel, what is... Oh, yeah. Dude, it'll be fine. Everyone just needs to chill here. Also, it's happening downtown, and downtown is sketchy as frick before this. Yeah, pretty much. As far as I'm concerned... Now, Mouse, I'm sure you'll get away fine, but... If I had my way, the entire line around California would just finish cracking and you guys would fall off into the ocean. You'd be like Hawaii, only closer. Have I ever been in the military? Nope. No military service, sorry. What's your most favorite gun? Mine is my 1911. I like the 1911 platform. I don't have a specific... I mean, right now, my Para Ordnance Black Op is my favorite 1911. Let me know if we need eyes on target. We're good. Chill Will says hello, and I say hello back to you, Will. Chill Will, chill Will, chill Will, chill Will, chill. Always stop and give a like. Love the videos. Keep up the good work, sir. Thank you. Did you guys know if you become a member, there's 3 exclusive videos, and I'm filming 2 more tonight, including a extended 3 basic guns. By the way, did you like that? I put a freaking Glock in my basic gun video. Yo, can you give me a Glock 19 ply? What's a ply? If you mean poly, they're all polyamorous. Glock's like everybody because everybody that likes Glock gives them all their money. Everyone make sure you hit the like button, please. It helps the live stream. Yes, it helps with the algorithm. It helps me afford an air. I like me a freaky bitch. No, that means please. No, PLS means please. PLY means Polly. Dude, I love your videos. I get to see as a member. Yeah, I appreciate that. And a lot of people tend to watch those videos, which actually is impressive to me. I didn't realize that many people that actually paid for the membership use it. So I'm trying to be a little bit better with that. I'm going to the range all day tomorrow, so I'm going to film a few different videos. Mr. Japan Letters says, I can't afford a SIG. Layaway. Okay, I hit the outlet. I hit the like. Hold on a second. You just made me very tired. I don't know why. When you hit the like button, it made me tired. I don't get it. So what else? Oh, like I was saying before, I've got the Rock Island double stack high capacity 1911 TAC Ultra coming. That's red dot cut already. It was introduced at NRA show, and now I got one coming. Seen the rare steel frame Glock 17 frames are heavy as hell, and my gunsmith says they break locking blocks. How does a frame break locking blocks when the locking blocks are also steel? Can you explain that one to me, Jacob? Do I sell any of the gun that's hanging on the wall? Yes, I own a gun store. I'm going to try to go to the range tomorrow after work. You do that. How much guns do you have in your room? In this room, there's like 30-something, 30. There's guns that aren't on the wall because I don't have room. What's the name of the red one pistol? That is a Dan Wesson DWX. Tell me what's going on. What's the cringiest thing someone do at the range? Turn around with their finger on the trigger and point their gun waving it at us because they were happy they hit a shot. And it was a guy. It's been years. Credible! What's up, dude? I was just loading the Smith & Wesson 10.6 and the base plate broke and it exploded. Shit, you should be donating more money to me. I can't give you any of the benefits. They hit against the frame from slide travel. Again, how would that damage a locking block just because of a steel frame? I'm just, honestly, I'm trying to understand it. Because the frame on a Glock literally handles none of the pressure. That's why it's capable of being made out of polymer. So unless they made the locking block out of an inferior metal, the slide does not go any faster on a steel frame. If anything, it goes slower because it's held flatter. It doesn't accelerate rearward as much because it's not tilting as much. So again, I'm not saying that you're not telling me the truth, but I really want to understand the physics of what you're saying or what this gunsmith is saying because this gunsmith lied to you. The frame on a striker-fired pistol is almost nothing. A heavier frame does not make the slide go faster. The only way you can break a locking block is if you run like a 2-pound spring in full power loads. And even then, you're not breaking a steel locking block. You might break the roll pin on a Glock's locking block, but you're not breaking a locking block. Everything about that is I'd love to see a link to the article. That's all I'm saying. Dude, the police have paintball guns. Nice. It's called pepper balls, yeah. It'd still be jammed. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm a mechanic person. Hello, Zachary Canick Peterson. Nice to meet you. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Curious, have you ran any of the Flux chassis systems? I have not. I've run the Meta Tactical and the old Micro Ronies. What guns do you have in your gun store? Lots of stuff. Go to WinCityArmory.com. It will be updated on Thursday. Which one makes the bigger hole? My penis. Dude, they're destroying a Maybach. It's just a Mercedes. Devil Dogs have been called out from Pendleton. You know, you're in California and you're in LA. Maybach's probably the cheapest car they're going to destroy, to be honest. You know what else is insane? The deals you get from using my sponsor. Nobody. Although Nobody 2's coming out. Apparently they ruin his vacation. Mirror SFP. TP9 got the SFX up there. Have you got a Nighthawk in your collection? No, I don't. And I don't really have a good excuse other than the fact that I don't want to spend that much at one time. They destroyed at least Waymo cars. 3 Waymo cars. Why are people still out on the streets during a riot? There's lots of TP9s. That's true. The B&T TP9, the Beretta, not the Beretta. There's a bunch of them. For a Taurus over a Glock, I've had bad jamming issues with Glocks. Okay. Hey gamers, what's your favorite plinking gun? Any 9mm right now, my Match X. I've seen more parts on AKs break than Glocks. Very possibly. How many people are on right now? About 75, but if you're talking about channels, thousands upon thousands. Must not want it bad enough. It's not that I don't want it bad enough, Lord. It's that I don't pay retail for anything, so unless it comes in used, I'm not going to own one. All my guns are Canic. I have one Glock, but I don't use it at all. Nice, Zachary. You need to train Stone the Yeet Cannon with a box of ammo and the Olight for his Nighthawk. Dude, I'm not giving him ammo. Bro's a freak using... Dude, I'm a genius using there. You know how long it takes to fucking shave? Fresh SFX just came in for me yesterday at my local gun dealer, breaking it in tomorrow. Nice, dude. Any advice on the 2011 looking at the Springfield Prodigy or Staccato P? I would go with the Prodigy and build it before I waste the money on a Staccato. Staccato is not worth the money. Just because they actually say 2011 on them does not make them a good gun. They're fine. They're an entry level. They charge upper level pricing. They charge up to $4,500 for some of their 2011s. And even their $4,400 2011, I'm pretty sure my Match X right now will outshoot a XC. I never shot a gun in my life. Can you give me some tips on how to hold it again properly? Well, number one, don't teacup it. So you need to basically be holding it with your hand in equal grip, left to right. You obviously aren't going to do the Naruto, but you're going to hold, and you're going to hold like both hands together. I can't pick up a gun, otherwise I'd show you better. Go to PewView and look up how to eliminate recoil. Doing the research for the past 3 weeks, I'm leaning towards Prodigy. Yeah, you can spend $1,200 to $1,300 on a Prodigy, $400 on parts, and you have a better gun than the Staccato. Got both my Wilsons used for $2K a piece. See, used is fine. I paid $500 for a Wilson operator. You can ask my buddy Ryan. It was a rebuilt Springfield operator. It was rebuilt by Wilson Combat during one of their, they do their accurizing kits and stuff. Pretty nice. Advice for carrying for skinny folks. You have a Glock 19, but I print when I carry. You either have to wear bulky clothing or you need to just find a different way to carry. Small of the back, etc. Appendix with a heavy shirt. Jacob says, looked up some quick info on the steel frame Glock frames. They had a proprietary locking block that was prone to shearing. Can you tell me where you saw that? Like I said, I'd be interested in seeing that. It actually sounds like an interesting piece of Glock design. Sent you an email. The Maybach Nair and other depilatory creams can cause several negative effects, including skin irritation, allergic reaction, even chemical burns, including sensitivity to the sun. Well, as you can tell from how pale I am, the sun is my mortal enemy as it is. So a dude brought in a bunch of guns. I've said this many times. I have this saying that I call it, I failed successfully. I thought it was a regular operator until, so when I bought it off the guy, I paid him $500 because he used Springfield operator. You pay, 60% of Blue Book value, which was about $500. And then I started taking it apart, and I noticed all of the parts inside of it were Wilson Combat. So I was able to contact Wilson Combat and verify with the serial number that it was a rebuild. It was a $3,500 rebuild. $3,500 gun when you count the cost. The dude had sent in the gun as new and had them rebuild it from new. And he took $500 for it. People are freaking crazy, dude. Chanson, what's up? I see unconstitutional action going on. Meanwhile, puds like this sit in a room full of guns. Desert Heathen, I am in Virginia. I am 3,000 miles away from where there is action. If it was in Virginia, I would be much more active, but also I'm not going to get involved in a freaking riot, okay? Fish, yes. Chanson, yes. Got the CQB for 2K and the lightweight compact. Nice. That's amazing. You got the wells. Like I said, I bought like 7 1911s from a guy. We gave him just under like $3,500 for them all. It was an amazing purchase. Sam Gun Gopher, if he's ever back on here, he'll confirm. I also screwed up when I was selling some of those guns too, though, because we had a Beretta A300 Ultima in the bunch, and I thought it was broken, so I only gave him like $600 for that, and then I sold it for $850. Turns out I just hadn't pulled the trigger to lock the loading gate. Whatever happened to Kunin? They went bankrupt immediately after they built their gun in popularity. So in 2019. They were supposed to go to SHOT Show. They went to SHOT Show. No, they went in 19. They were supposed to go in 2020. They were out of business by 2020. Says a dude also on YouTube. Also, what's unconstitutional about it? I don't know. My doctor says I'm shooting blanks, so there's that. Bro, you're not shooting blank. You're exercising your right for target practice. Hello, Jaylay. Jim, as a gun store owner, what do you think is a reasonable price to be for buying a Swiss K31 and paid a little over $500? That would be fair. I don't mess with them too much, and condition is a big deal, dude. Could have sent that without the second also. Don't worry about it. You're fine. What do you think happens after death? I've died. Nothing happens. Or at least I didn't go towards a light. So I died and I woke up. I'm on the fence on selling mine. Hold on. I'm only doing it for you because you've been in a lot of streams. So, and again, it all depends. They go for as little as $350 and as much as $1,500. The average looks to be about $600. Do I have a 10 gauge? No. Where's the AK? It's right there. Still got the 92 Ghost. I can get the 92 Ghost, but my buddy took it back. Dude, the National Guard has an SBR AR and is pointing it at a rioter. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting day. Had a seizure a number of years ago. Saw my past grandfather. Woke up feeling all right, even though my heart rate and BP were wild. So when I killed myself, I severed an artery and I bled out. And basically, I fell asleep and woke up. Not a terrible price. I appreciate that. No problem, dude. Any revolvers? Yeah, I got a few revolvers. I just don't put them on the wall. Do I have a Glock 19? Nope, not at all. There's definitely not one right there behind me. It's pretty much how it was for me. Yeah, so believe it or not, I get a lot. SAR, $5. Thank you. Appreciate that, Abdullah. Should have bought with Vic's luxury options today, darn it. You'll be all right. AK must be hang behind you while you're streaming. Nope. AK-47 is on the wall just so I can show people that I have an AK-47 on the wall, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shiz. Thank you, Abdullah. Your donation will go towards buying me all kinds of bullets. Ever heard of Red Jacket Firearms? I've heard of them. I never looked into them. Red Jacket, don't they also? No, that's Red Dirt. I'm thinking of the Trigger Company. Would you ever restore a demilled firearm? I personally can't, but I have friends that do it all the time because they have 0702 manufacturing licenses. My buddy AK John, he has a channel here called Adventures in Kalashnikov. He does remilling all the time. Said I'm in VA. I happen to be in the communist state above you. You talking about Maryland or Pennsylvania? Yeah, they get. So I'm right up on the border of Virginia. So I'm literally 20 minutes from. I can drive through the part of West Virginia I'm next to into Pennsylvania or into Maryland, all within 25 minutes. Owner got shot down because of sex. Red Jacket was the same as Sons of Liberty, huh? Or Sons of Guns, whatever. You got to take a hacksaw to the AK and take off the dong and then put on a fin grip instead of a pistol grip and install a comp mag. Potatoes. Maryland, you work in Ashburn. Ah! You have way too much hair. Shave that shiz. Nair it, baby. I got that new coconut nair. It smells terrible. Go back 46 minutes, Keegan. So backtrack on this video to 9 o'clock. So 30 minutes into the live stream. I do a full walkthrough of every gun on the wall. Can't even have a suppressor in Delaware, so Maryland has me beat. Yeah, both of those places suck. Do we have a 10-day? Nope. And I don't have a 10 gauge. Keegan, stop asking me if I have stuff. Something tells me you're way too young to be here, so you have a nice night. If you can take only 2 guns, what will you take? Number 1, if it comes to an apocalypse, I ain't taking shit nowhere because I'm staying here and hunkering down. I got a lot of ammunition and I can drink my own pee. But if I have to leave the house, I'm going to take my 930 tactical shotgun and one of my 1911s. You nerd? Yeah, she was hot. I did not look good with the shaved head. No, not the head, but everything from the ears down 2 days ago, I was as bald as a baby. Would I loot? Hell no, dude. I would spend the first week or 2 weeks hunkering in place and securing my little place here, and then I would adventure out and start finding stuff. I know where there's a lot of people, a lot of old people who claim that they can withstand the apocalypse, so I know where I'm going. At a light range today, it was only 1 there, so I could do whatever I wanted as long as I didn't hit the wall, floor, or ceiling. That's always nice. When me and Mouse went to a range, originally we didn't realize we couldn't film, but they let us, so. They called in 700 Marines. It's going to get ugly. Maybe we can finally get rid of California. Question for you. In the $500 range, I'm looking for something compact, pocket carry optional, chambered in 40 Smith & Wesson or 45. What options do I have that are good? You can get an M&P compact, probably find one in that price range. The XD45, there are some like Rock Island Officer 1911s that are chambered in 45. In the 40 cal, you can get the Smith & Wesson, although that's not really compact, but it's close. Hell yeah, W Collection, thank you. Why no one give a crap about the small gun behind you? We've talked about it before. You wouldn't last day 0. You don't know how numbers work. That was a nice range and fun times. Yep. Do I support California secession? I support California suppression. I think as a United States, we should just get rid of California. We can make it a remote Chinese country. I don't give a shit. It just needs to go away. I hope they get rid of the governor here and put someone good in charge. RSO is super chill, high compressed, and low ready. A lot of fun to go fast and try them out. That's pretty cool. So the 2 ranges I use, no RSO, so I can do whatever the hell I want, which is fun. I have a private range in Michigan in my lake town, owned and operated by the police. No rules except no tannerite. That would be fun. What do you think of the Austrian assault rifle, the AUG? We don't get the fun one here in the United States, so we have the cucked bullpup version with semi-auto, and we don't get to explore it as fun as we could. I'd love to shoot one that is not cucked. My brand new DWX compact sucks. Why does your compact sucks? I got the full size. I had no interest in the compact, to be honest. Our Remington R1 decent 1911s. They were made in the USA. Here's the thing, Swoop. The Remington R1 is okay. The Remington R1 Enhanced is superior because the Remington R1 Enhanced is literally a para-ordnance. Freedom Group owned Remington and Para at the same time. They killed Para-Ordnance in 2016 and made that gun the Remington R1 Enhanced. If you're looking at a used Remington R1 Enhanced, I encourage you to look at the side of the rear LPA sight because the first year, so 2016 guns, they literally say Para-Ordnance on the rear sight. How does the Dan Wesson DWX perform? How's the trigger pull? That's a new one I haven't shot yet. I'm shooting it tomorrow. My original one, I had one back in 23 when they first came out. But that one on the trigger gauge has a 3-pound trigger, right about 3 pounds. So I anticipate it's going to shoot well, and it's a 1911 linear trigger, so it should be good. McMahon has said that the P10F shot's awesome. Man, he hasn't sent that back to you yet. He's had it almost as long as I did. Have any opinions on M&P as a brand? I see them a bunch. I never use one. The M&Ps are good. Just be careful with the Gen 1s. They have a magazine disconnect, but they do have a better beaver tail on the back. M&P Gen 2s are good. Machine gun best in Frederick, Maryland might have a full auto AUG. I intend to, so I'm waiting for my class 3 to show up. As soon as I do that, any of my buddies that want to, I will host and maintain our collection of full autos if you guys want to pay for them. Thanks, Joe. Good info. No problem, Swoops. 10 ninjas break into your house and eat your glizzy. How do you feel about that? Like my glue? I eat my glue. I'll kill those ninjas. Thoughts on Keltec PMR 30? I had one back in the day. I had good luck with it. I like them. People bitch about the heel release, but dude, it's 30 rounds of 22 Magnum. Yeah, it's fun. You just notice the slots in the background. They've been there for a while. Is Para Ordnance really respected by you? Yes, because they were a small independent company that did start a U.S. manufacturing. They made a very quality handgun, good triggers. The Series 80 triggers have always been an area of contention with me. My Black Ops is a Series 80, but I'm going to bypass that, get a plate, and make that a 70. But I appreciate their build quality. My compact fails to extract like hell, and the rear sight came loose from barely shooting it. That sucks, Matt. Sorry to hear that, dude. How about that gold and white one? Oh, in regard, I sold that and I never should have. That was a fun gun. If I can ever find another one of those, that was a Lipsy's exclusive, titanium nitrated barrel and white body. That was pretty cool. I like that full auto idea. I know, right, Mouse? You'll be coming out here for a lot then, won't you? Ah, Naruto. Glue and crayons, meal of champion. I am not a Marine. Ever shot the Masada Slim? Not the Slim. I've shot the regular one. I would take the regular one over the Slim. It's the same problem that the G3 Slim has. It's not slim enough. West Virginia, what's going on, goats? How to upgrade CZ Shadow 2? Sights and recoil springs. My one side must be growing hair faster because my right side itches. I expect getting the P10 back from McManus is going to be difficult. Well, just tell them to send you the money and order another one from RSR. Let me know when you do it, though, because I need to throw some shit in there. Do I have a permit for all those guns? I do have an FFL license, but I also live in the state of Virginia where I don't need one. See you in a few minutes, Mr. Mac. Bryson says, nice guns. Thank you. Can you grease a gun with synthetic car oil? It's not recommended because believe it or not, in a gun, it's not going to be as effective as it is inside of an engine because too many areas of escape for the oil. But in a pinch, I've used it. I had an AR-15 that a buddy of mine built, and it was super dry, and I used engine oil to lube it because I was at the range and forgot my oil. Yeah, it's called the Bill of Rights. Bill's right about the rights of the Bills. Yes, I sure would. Lol. In our forces, we replaced the F-2000 with the Scar L rifle, which was better. Binary trigger in a Glock turns money into empty 9mm casings. Agreed. Which is the main reason I don't like binary or FRTs. It just costs you too much money in the long run. Worth it to part my 365 into an X Macro comp, looking like $600 total. For that, yes, because a X Macro is about $650 and you already have the gun, so why not? And you can sell your original part. No mods to the KS7. It has a muzzle device and a larger butt pad on it. That's it. I want a good compact 2011 type carry gun. I thought the DWX compact would be a good option, but it's let me down so far. I would contact Dan Wesson and get it sent back because I've heard very good things about the DWX. I've personally had very good luck with the full size, but I would probably say call Dan Wesson. The other thing is, it does take CZ75 mags. Have you tried running other mags in it? Oh, my 1911 Yamaha is a Series 80. Nice. Hey, Tommy John, what's up? Have I ever used the gun grease? Yes. So when I do, like for a customer, when they would bring in like for an annual inspection and grease and stuff, I will use gun grease in appropriate locations, such as internal springs on like the sear disconnector, places where it actually calls for a heavier and longer lasting grease. FRTs are banned in Maryland law, but the range I went to is cool with them as long as you don't be stupid. Nice. The binary, I would say not as much as the FRT because you can limit it to binary to like 2 rounds if you wanted to. There are actually 3 position FRTs now, so but I get where you're coming from. Bob, you've been jamming all day, man. You have a good night too. I was gonna load some mags, but I figured YouTube would shit themselves if I did. But I do have a bunch of Glock mags for guns. Also, I'm tired of contacting these manufacturers about getting me my damn guns. So from this point forward, I am no longer reaching out to any manufacturer that I've reached out to more than 3 times. Thankfully, SDS has stepped up and is sending me my gun. Tried the stock mags that come. You've only tried the stock mags. Try some good CZ75 mags. They take the same mags as a CZ75. Try some CZ75 mags. See if that fixes the feeding issues. What's your opinion on a tip-up barrel design versus racking the slide? The tip-up barrel was designed for folks with bad hands because you can tip up the barrel, put 1 round in it, and then just put a mag in it. And when you fire that first round, it auto-racks the gun for you, which was the original purpose of it. I actually like it. Also, you can put rack shot for your first shot and not have to worry about it cycling as much. I'd buy a 3-position FRT if they weren't so freaking expensive. Yeah. I don't have a 226 on the wall. No, not currently. I bought the Dan Wesson DWX instead of the 226 Classic because I'm hoping SIG will send me one for a review and then I can buy it cheaper. Have I ever dealt with the Makarov? I've played with original Makarovs. I've never messed with the PM. Am I still carrying 45 ACP? Yes. It's not a feeding issue. It's a failure to extract multiple times. It could also have to do with the mag too, believe it or not. If the mag spring is too weak, it could be allowing, keeping the round from helping force out the next round. It could be a recoil spring. It could also be you could have a problem with your extractor. It could be chipped. But I would still try different mags and maybe a heavier caliber, like 124, 147 grain. Hey, Beatrice. X-Ray, what is up? AR that looks like a Tech 9. Okay. Oh, we saw the ballerina, and you were right. It's a giant ad for Terran Tactical. It's pretty good overall, though. You know what else I watched that's an ad for frickin' Terran Tactical? Fucking Accountant 2. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss, but on Prime, the Accountant 2, literally another one of those Terran Tactical things because they wind up using Terran Tactical ARs at the end of the movie, and John Barenthal has a Terran Tactical Sand Viper. What budget barrel would you recommend for a Ruger RXM? Budget barrel? I'm going to ask this question. Don't take offense to this. Why are you trying to go budget? If you're trying to go budget, leave what's in it. If you're talking about for a threaded barrel, get something from PSA. They're usually under $100. But what I would recommend is that you get a good one. Get a Zev barrel. They're like $150. Interesting. Thanks for the advice. Yeah. The DWX is basically a 1911 up top. The extractor could need tensioning. Except it's an external extractor on a roll pin, goats. It's not an internal extractor. So, again, it could need a little bit of work, but it doesn't work the same way as a 1911. It's actually a Browning-style extractor. Additionally, he's got the compact, which, again, is a little bit different. Does barrel length affect penetration? It can, because barrel length can affect velocity. If you're over 4 inches in 9mm, it won't as much. But if you're under 4 inches, and most of you are, because I've seen you, you need plus Ps. Lol, it was. Every gun has the T etched onto it. Pretty much. Ballerina is just an ad for Terran Tactical. That's kind of sad. Wonder if John Wick is just... John Wick has been an ad for Terran Tactical since the second movie. First movie, he used HK, Glock, and whatever he had. Second movie, he was already doing a Terran Tactical gun, and then from that point on, all he's used are Terran Tactical or Terran modified guns because he practiced there. Thoughts on Shadow Systems? Overpriced. Gen 3 Glock. I forgot they did change that. No problem, dude. If you like comp Gen 3 Glocks and Terran Tactical, the Ballerina is for you. Yeah, so... who was that? Honest Outlaw just did the Terran Tactical Glock 34 re-review. I would get neither of those guns. Blah. I'd get something better for that kind of money. Dan, I'm kind of pissing myself I didn't notice it going that way. Yeah, it's hard to... You don't notice it at first because unlike in some of the movies, like in The Accountant, they literally show the emblem every time you see the gun. John Wick didn't do that as much, but every time he started picking up guns, they all became Terran Tacticals. Even the Gen 2, the Genesis 12, the shotgun, the semi-auto, was Terraned out. Super safety on a Ruger AR pistol, 10-inch barrel, only getting like 5 shots off, then stop. Do you think it's a buffer spring? I don't know. I've never shot a super safety. If you didn't know to look for it, Cassian and John Wick had an Arsenal Strike 1 when they do the subway shootout. Yes. He did have an Arsenal Strike 1. Interesting gun with a stupid suppressor that wouldn't actually work. Why guns? There's a lot of peaceful hobbies. Firearms are a peaceful hobby. You're looking at it the wrong way, and I'm going to break it down for you in a way that isn't me being a dick. Media and the news outlets and the cycle of news only wants to report on sensational bullcrap. So when you see guns, you only see them in the context of being used for evil. Guns and shooting are an Olympic sport. Keep that in mind. It's an Olympic sport. So if you want to base all things evil based on an Olympic capability, then shot put, the pommel horse, those should all be federally mandated. So guns, the reason I have guns is I appreciate their mechanical beauty, the engineering that goes into them, the challenge of accurately shooting them, and the collectability. I'm not looking at guns as I'm going to use this to hurt somebody. The people that look at guns and think they're only made to be used against somebody, again, either has the wrong idea from the media or they live in a terrible place. Thoughts on Huxworks? I like them. They're expensive. I got a whole Rossi collection. What's the next rifle collection I should go for? Henry's? 1911s are anywhere from $350 to $10,000. What's the site you recommend the person asking how to hold a pistol for the first time? I want to check it out. It's on YouTube. The channel is Pew View, Pewveiw, or View, whichever way you spell it. He has a whole series on holding guns correctly. Now, everybody can hold a gun differently and be just as accurate, so keep that in mind. 1911s have the firing pin block safety. I know the ones that can technically go off on the say. So the Series 80 guns and the Series 90 guns both have drop safeties. I think they had some of those super shorty suppressors in Ballerina. Yeah. Do I have a Golden Eagle? Nope. Well said, bro. Thank you. Drop them. Glock 19 versus Shadow System. I wouldn't take either one. I got a Mini Draco with an SB Tactical Brace. Then you might as well just have a crank. While it may not be a sniper, it's accurate for the range it's meant for. Love my Mini Draco. I can't stand behind the Dracos, man. Sorry. I'd rather stand behind the Dracos. Actually, I'd rather stand right in front of a Draco because most people that shoot Dracos can't shoot them for shit. I'm glad you like yours, and putting a brace on it does change it, so I'll give you that. Also, they had a scene where the one guy put a bullet in a Colt revolver and pulled his cylinder where the barrel is, and the gun's still shot. Ha! Do I have a Springfield Prodigy? No, I need to get another one. I sold mine. How much peanut butter can fit in your bathtub? At least none because I don't have a bathtub. I have a shower. Patriot, what is up? It was a good movie overall, just not accurate for the guns and stuff. I wasn't kidding. I showed earlier. I am pale as a mother father with no hair. Here, look. No hair. If you were in the FBI, you wouldn't be reporting me to the FBI, doofy. I hate trigger safety. Feels like it's not a real safety. What do you think? It's an interesting piece of plastic. Trigger safeties are literally nothing more than a piece of plastic that interacts with a cut in the frame. It's not actually a mechanical safety of any kind. Well, it's a mechanical safety, but it doesn't affect the trigger in any way. It just stops it from going backwards. Why did you sell it? Because I have a lot of other guns. Just joined. Do you have a Glock? Nope. Heading home from work. Oh, just rewatch it. Go to 10:05, man. Aiden says, my eyes. Dude, I have hairless nipples for the first time since I was 22 and started growing hair. I agree with most people who own Dracos can't shoot for shite, though I'm not one of those people. No, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because you sound like you know what you're talking about. A lot of idiots are the ones I don't like. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Yes, please. King A-Rod, I just searched PewView. Did you see me topless? Is Silencer Shop in Texas product Dead Air Mojave 45 a good? That is a lot of words. Most suppressors are fine. It's hard to find a bad suppressor. It is 10:05. Well, just go back 2 minutes from 10:05, and then when you get home, so you want to go to 1 hour and 4 minutes of the video, and you get to see me with no hair. I look like a young man on a swim team. Trust me, once you've seen it, you'll never unsee it either. I don't care if you guys are affected. I nared the shit out of myself, and I'm showing it to everybody. I know, right? They can still pull it no matter what. Smith & Wesson 40, good example, the SD version. Yep. I just saw footage of the shite going down in L.A. Dude, man, L.A. is my fellow roof Koreans are protecting their businesses with all get out right now. I wish Mrs. Mouse got to see it. Dude, I'll send you a private video. I'm just kidding. I'm not sending you shit. I'm kidding. Drunk Mouse. I'm kidding. Untitled Goose at least paid me hundreds of dollars for it. Just saying. Oh, they hurt the Maybach. Oil up, water gun boy. I did a little research on how to clean my gas mask. It's recommended I let it soak in bleach and water to sanitize it. I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, just make sure you get rid of all the bleach before you wear it. Otherwise, you're going to basically gas yourself. My current handgun is a Polymer 80 Glock 19. It runs pretty well. The Safariland TLR1 holster fits it, actually. Oh, well, that's good. Gonna email you a roof Korean meme I saw. Nice. My goodness. That is the safest house in the world. What is it like to shoot a 12-gauge shotgun? If you hold it correctly, it's like somebody just kind of thumping you in the shoulder. If you hold it wrong, it's like somebody kicking you in the shoulder. That is debatable. Hello, Mr. Ring-a-ding. Patriot. I was on your live and I told you I was doing it, and I did it. I'm a man of my word. I'm also a cross-dresser of my word. Oh, look, I still got some tortellinis. I'm about to eat cold tortellinis. What do you guys think this will taste like? Probably shit. I am not feeling tortellinis. I was trying to eat a light pasta dinner, and literally I can't even eat it. It just does not taste right. I'm not going to use a filter anymore soon. The mask is a Russian T90, and filters have been known for being no bueno. Oh, damn, you just got a letter from the ATF. Well, yeah, because you have a license. Cold tortellini is better than no tortellini. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. This time, that tortellini doesn't taste right. It tastes dense. Does that make sense? It tastes denser than it should be. No Uzi. Never bump fire a recoil operated shotgun. Agreed. Yes, it is sugar free. It is the Weiler sugar free fruit punch. I did see the Maybach one. I appreciate you stopping in last night. Yeah, man, absolutely. So, all of you, I always forget to mention it until somebody's actually in a live stream, but go over to Patriot and make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to him. He's growing. He does a lot more range shit than I do, so you guys need to check him out. Only one group has empirically shown the ability to save Los Angeles, although they were just protecting their own businesses. So, Patriot Arms, go check him out. Patriot Arms. He gets a lot of guns I don't even. Red Coca-Cola? No, my friend, not Coca-Cola. This is water in 2-liter bottle. We do not waste money on new bottles and stuff. We reuse what we have. So now you see you have red water. It tastes good. One, what's up? Era, gonna jump up, gonna take a shower and get ready for bed. Nice, man. Cooked too long? I may have. But it's meat. It shouldn't have done that. If anything, it should have gotten softer. I have forwarded you the email I got from the ATF. Due to possible civil unrest, ATF urges all FFLs. He told you. I guessed it. I'm smart farker. To secure firearms and records, follow local orders and prioritize safety. Once safe, assess your business and report any thoughts or theft or loss immediately. Your safety and partnership are vital. Thank you for your vigilance. AKA, now's a good time to lose some shit. Thank you. You're welcome, Patriot. Dude, I'm not one of those guys. I want everybody in the space to succeed. Like my buddy Pistol Pete. Go over to Pistol Pete. If you guys haven't done that either, go over to Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete's the same thing, man. Yeah, check out Pistol Pete and Patriot Arms. They're both good dudes, and I want to see everybody bring up the category, especially you guys like Patriot Arms who does good content. I'm seeing the terrible content getting the majority of attention on YouTube. Good channels that don't do offensive content. I mean, I cross dress, but that's not offensive. Um, we try to promote safety and shit here on YouTube, so follow us. Can we get a full view of the shelf? No, because if you lose a gun in California, your CCW renewal will be automatically denied for life. But you're a business. If the business loses it, then that's California's fault. Come say hi to me at Pistol Pete Worldwide. Yeah, he's a mod over there. Just threw on the gun belt for some reload drills. I thought, oh, he's done one before. Who's done one before? Hey, what's up, Observation? I'm not a business. I'm just a collector. Yeah, but technically you do hold a FFL license. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap. I wonder if I'm winning any of the shit I bought. I don't have ADD. So I'm winning a monitor. Okay, I'm winning a Captain America diorama. I'm winning some other stuff. Okay, good to know. Picasso, I like it. People pay too much for the weirdest shit. I'm not a business. I'm just a collector. I'm not a collector. I just like. But never mind. You like men. Some. Most of them are dicks. You get the $20 display case. Yes, it's sitting up in my store right now. Interestingly. Pretty nice, actually. Just got to get everything set up. I'll move stuff around this week. I have tomorrow and Wednesday off, so. Do you have a Glock 19? Nope. Why do you stream so late? I do it so that my friends, I have a bunch of people that are on the west side of the country, and I want them to be able to come in. I used to start at 7 p.m. Also, additionally, starting later puts me into a slightly different spot versus some of the other content creator, so I don't get as much overrun. If you look at the busier times, all the guys that aren't twerking and showing off their girlfriend's asses, we are all getting the same number of viewers because we're all trying to stream at the same time. It's always the unsafe hoodlums that get the attention. Agreed. Opinions on Kimber quality. They've come a long way. The last year or so, they've proven that they can do quality, and they've come back a lot. The display case looking as nice in person as in the ad. Yes, it's very clean, and it is very good. Drop'em says good quality, just not hand fitted. It's a great way to get into it, especially if you want to work on your gun yourself. You can do a little bit of finishing. So PewView, and again, I keep quoting PewView because he has a lot of similar thoughts on guns as I do. Kimber uses really good parts. They're just not finished 100% all the time. So if you can work on your own guns, then you can make Kimbers extremely good and reliable. I haven't seen those ass twerking streams. Is that a real thing? Yeah, there was one on the other day. They had like 3,000 dudes, 3,000 viewers. Or no, it was like 7,000 viewers. The dude's girl was like way in the background wearing a thong and twerking. So is the storefront. There's a lot of guns and price tags out, so no. It's good to hear about the display case. I want to make you some display holders. That'd be cool. Show Sloth there. Clean after every range trip or every other? Personally, I clean after range trip just because I find it cathartic. I'll just put on like an audiobook. Yeah, I'm that old. I'll put on an audiobook and I'll just clean them. Or if it's on a day when the store's open, if I wait a day and do it when the store's open, I can just sit and clean them while I'm watching the store. So you don't have to clean your guns every trip. A lot of people can, depending on where you live, climate, things like that, you can go thousands of rounds without cleaning your guns. Heard that the Shadow 2 is too heavy for a specific competition thing. I can't remember what class division it is, though it has a weight limit. That would make sense. I'm not sure either. I don't competition shoot, but the way you eliminate recoil is by having extra weight on the gun, so I can see why some class might eliminate that just to eliminate like shooters' ability to just come in with a 96-ounce front weight to keep their gun down. What types of audiobooks are you into? So Lois McMaster Bujold wrote a series based on called The Vorkosigans. It's kind of a space-based sci-fi thing. Um, Warrior's Apprentice, a lot of them. I've got them all on here. I just can't think of the name. But currently, I'm going back and listening to a series that I used to read a lot when I was a kid called Wingman by Mac Maloney. It's about a post-World War III world where there's one F-16 left, and it's flown by the best fighter pilot to ever live. It's pretty cool. What's your store? Be happy to give you some business. Win City Armory in Winchester, Virginia. Win City Armory. No one should ever twerk. No kidding, dude. It's crazy. Although I've seen some people that can clap them cheeks, and it's pretty weird. Thoughts on the Alien pistols? I've had issues with it. They run really hot when you go fast. It's an interesting design. It's not my favorite design. I prefer a good 2011. Saw one the other day, then the dude was trying to sell stuff. Really? I need a little help. My TRP has the Allen key guide rod, and it's a pain to have to use the tool. What do you think if I put a different mechanism? I don't know. They make toolless guide rods for bull barrel single stacks, dude. Piece that holds a recoil spring like the GI model has. Yeah, look at Hayes Custom or Atlas. I can't remember which one of them, but they sell a toolless guide rod for bull barrels. Also, you can look up toolless Prodigy guide rods. Same thing. G-Flex for self-defense. G-Flexes? I'm thinking about watching The Rookie. It's a great show. Nathan Fillion. He's matured throughout the series, but it's definitely worth the watch. It grosses me out. The audiobook series I'm listening to is called America Falls, Post-Apocalyptic After a Chinese Virus. Oh, you mean like you're listening to the news? Suka Bliet! What's a decent 2011 under the Match X? Other than the Match X, that isn't $3,000. The SAS Bull Armory SAS. Actually, that's the compact. The Mac DS9 comp looks to be pretty solid. The Alpha Foxtrot list looks really good, and they're like $1,600, $1,700. KK, I might look into it. Atlas is a good idea. Yep. I have a coworker in Winchester. I think he might actually shop at your store. Very possibly. What's his first name? Is it Alex? I'm looking for his early Colt Snub-Nose 38. I like antique pistols. I do have a police positive. Police positive what? Platypus? I need to get one. I keep putting it off. I keep saying that I just don't want to deal with the wait time. I don't think my TRP has a bull barrel, but it is a match grade barrel. But either way, you can get a toolless guide rod for it. Although, if you have to use the Allen key, you should be, if it's a regular bushing, then you should be able to run any guide rod in it. I just found out your real name is Brian Ricardo Montez. Yeah, that's me. I am Brian Ricardo Montez. There should be a police for the police. There is. It's called State Troopers. I like the Deathland series. I've never read that one. I've got the older TRP. Nice. Where did you learn that? Sukabliet. Life of Boris. This is all Pizdiek. Pizdiek. I can't say all the Russian words. Pizdiek. Pizdiek. When it's all shit. No, sorry, man. All the curios are reserved. Yeah. Any guide rod, but would it mess with the accuracy since it's match grade and hand fit? No. It really wouldn't. The recoil guide rod, as long as you match the same weight to what you have currently, the match about it just means that it was hand fit to the gun, and it's the barrel was. So the guide rod on a 1911 does not keep the barrel in position, so it shouldn't affect your accuracy. Internal affairs, yeah, but let's face it, they're still cops. I picked up an optics plate from the Brain Calculated Kinetics, one for the Canic and one for the Beretta. The TTI fits flawlessly, but the Beretta doesn't go into the Firearm. That sucks. I wish I had an answer for you. I spent a lot of time on the Platypus site making different versions. I have one already built. I just, every time I want to buy a $2,000 gun, I find a different $2,000 gun. Seems like the front hole is made properly. I sent them a message, and they said to tap it with a rubber mallet. I was wondering on your opinion of their recommendation. I mean, it's a Beretta APX-1, so it's not like it's an expensive gun, so I would listen to what they're telling you. Otherwise, you could always do a little bit of filing if you trust yourself as a smith. Guide rod is pretty interchangeable. Yeah, it really is. The only time it matters is if you have a bushing or a bull barrel. Devin said, "Hi. Are you on the bandwagon reviewing the Kuna?" No, Springfield only sent out 100 Kuna to be reviewed because of the price. When you think about it, they sent out 100 Kuna, so even if it cost them $500 to build them, they still sent out $50,000 in guns. Although in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot for them. Thanks. I don't know if I'll change it out. My TRP feels like such quality. Yeah, and who knows, man? You don't have to take your guide rod out that often. The sloth is the most dangerous thing in the room. You betcha. Are you military? No, never served. What's a Kuna? Kuna is a roller-delayed blowback 9mm PCC that recently was brought into the country by Springfield Armory. It's actually based on an HS product gun. It's kind of like an MP5 without being an MP5. Your mustache is gone. All of my hair was gone. It's finally growing back. I just got shanked by a Latino for a bag of hot Cheetos. You used to be a lot more normal, Jay-Lay. What happened to you? Co-worker's name is Cliff or Clifton. I don't know those names, sorry. Am I an arms dealer? I own a firearms store, yes, but I'm not like a bulk firearms dealer. Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm going to check out the Kuna videos. I would. Playing by Twitch rules, if I don't answer your question, obviously the answer is no. Did Alex take the Beretta? He did take it back. I can still get it back from him, though. Okay, makes sense enough. No problem. Arms dealer makes it sound like I'm like Lord of War. I own a gun store. That's about it. What do you think about the stuff going on in LA? I'm glad I live 3,000 miles away, so I don't even have to smell the burning tires. That Beretta is nice. Alex has excellent taste. He does. He has expensive taste, too. I can't say that right now. I keep on chiding myself for saying shit like that when I have expensive guns behind me. If I had an all-Taurus, I could bitch about people spending money on guns, but I've come to the realization I can no longer bitch about people. However, the biggest difference between, like, Kentucky Ballistics, Brandon Herrera, all those guys, is that I have to wait a long time before buying guns because I don't have money anymore. When I still sold cars, I had plenty of money, but I wasn't into guns. After 2017, I didn't have many video games, so. I'm glad I have a CCW. Good business. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. What's even going on? A lot of rioting or protests. I've got expensive tastes. Yeah, you do. Just, you've got to use G2C, best $200 you've ever spent. And I'm all for that, man. I love the cheap stuff. Stone, you need to add the Grandmaster. No, he's trying to give his kids an education like some kind of doofus. He doesn't realize that the world is going to end and it doesn't matter. Did you know that you can 3D print night vision and buy the electronics separate for like $350 to $700? No, I didn't know that, but that is interesting to hear. Yeah, it's catch-22, ain't it? Yeah, pretty much. How do you feel about fully automatic shotguns? I've never shot one. I would like to. Sounds expensive. It's really exhausting having many possessions. It's not exhausting. It's actually quite fun. That's why I don't have kids or a wife. Keep the Grandmaster. Public school, they will be fine. Yeah, pretty much. People still buy cars. There's an ass for every seat. Yes. So, agreed. When I sold cars, I used to see people that should not be buying cars coming in and buying cars. Found out you got arrested in 2013 for exposing yourself in a Buffalo Wilds. That's not true. It was actually a TGI Fridays, and I was standing on the table singing. Everyone make sure to hit the like button. Yep, going to cost me $11K to put my kids in school in 2 months. Or public schools. You know, Stone, as long as Mrs. Stone isn't listening right now, if you take your kids to a firehouse, they have to take them. Am I a cop? No, I am not a cop. Were you drunk or something, or was it free will? No, actually, I used to have these buddies that used to think sitting in a Denny's for 4 hours was a good thing to do and just drinking all the coffee they could. So when I wanted to leave, I would start singing show tunes in the middle of the restaurant. Guns and Goats did a video on the Springfield. Yeah, I noticed that one. Well, he hasn't been here long. Lol. How does one dispose of a body without any evidence being traced? Asking for a friend. You didn't hear this from me? Pig farm. How much does a Glock cost? Your dignity and anywhere from $300 to $700. She's in front of me. Thank you for that. Hi, Mrs. Stone. I didn't say that. Stone made that up. He's hallucinating. He's been practicing mimicking me. I think your kids are wonderful and you should keep them forever. As a matter of fact, don't let them they turn 18. Keep them forever. Depends on if you leave it alone. Yeah. I think there's a limit on age. No. Anything you leave at a firehouse, they're required to take. And if you have a 14-year-old son and you want to make him sit in a car seat, if you take the car seat to the firehouse, they'll install it while you leave the child. Then you have a car seat installed in your car. You know how much money you can get for a car that has a properly installed car seat? Worth its weight in gold. Hello, Gary. Sold all my guns. Now I have 22 long rifle only. Very liberating to minimize your possessions. Said like somebody who had to sell their stuff. Where are you from? Virginia. I'm hopping off. Thanks for answering my questions. Hope to see you again. Yeah, come in anytime, man. I'm open on Sundays, believe it or not. So if you're not working, stop in, gamer. Stone, I thought it was 4K. No. He had to raise the additional 4K. Any 22 revolvers? Yes, Heritage Rough Riders. I came at the wrong time because what the frick? What? Talking about getting rid of kids? It's fun. It's one of those like trolley problem things. If you had to dispose of bodies and children, how would you do it? Actually, no. Disposing of bodies, aka abandoning children. Damn, dude, that's steep. How often do you have to pay that much? Almost heaven. Oh no, I want to sing it like some. I can't do it. I was gonna do the no, that was Billy Madison. I can't do it tonight. Close Firehouse to me has a program where you can drop off newborns that you don't want. It's basically a get out of jail free card. Yeah, believe it or not, that is Firehouses will take any baby. I'm off Sun Tuesdays, so you'll see me around. I tell my coworker to check you out. Awesome, gamer. I'm closed on Tuesdays, but yeah. Man, that sucks, boy. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Heritage has all the 22 revolvers. I like the Wyatt Earp 12-inch. The 16-inch cool. Might be too long. The 16-inch is fun. I had one. One of my earliest videos on the channel was my buddy was shooting his Colt 22. And I stand next to him, and then I pull the 16-incher out of my pants, and then I pull the Heritage. Stone, tell your wife about setting up a 529 plan for each kid and contributing $500 a month so they can go to college. No. He's paying for their schooling now. They're responsible for their own college. I got to go. Have a good night. Thanks, Patriot. Everybody go subscribe to Patriot. If you don't subscribe to Patriot, you're a commie. Did they do away with tax stamps? Not yet, but hopefully they will soon. Although now the whole LA thing's probably going to take precedence over anybody doing anything. I own 2 Glocks. Am I considered a Glock shill? Just wondering. No, you're only a Glock shill if you walk around saying Glock is the best brand ever made. Glocks are the best guns ever made. Glock, because you sound like you're sucking a Glock. You can like Glocks all you want. I don't fault you for liking Glocks. I don't give a shit if you like Glocks. I just don't like Glocks. You already read it out loud. Shit! But my third will be going to school in 3 years, so it'll be $16K per year when she starts, as long as it doesn't go up. Yeah, whatever. I sound just like Stone. If you've never talked to him in person, we sound exactly alike. All right, Patriot. Glocks are the best gun ever made. Curtis, bite me. Start the 529 plan now because it's tax free and can invest in it in the market for their college future. Ah, good reason to invest in the market. No college for them, locksmith school. Hey, send them to work at a coal mine. That'll teach them. Do I have an M1 Grant? Don't call me Grant. Coming. Lol. If you need to shoot in a bog with a sand pit in Alaska, Glock. I prefer small yield tactical nuke if I'm going to be in Alaska because the world has ended for me to have to go to Alaska. No offense, Alaska. Well, fuck that. Offense, Alaska. I'm in Virginia. What are you going to do? Cross Canada to get to me? Ooh. Thank God my algorithms that led me to the channel. You're welcome, conservative. Holy shit. I see those are 3D printed. They're nothing. They're not nothing. Sorry, mouse. They came out wrong. They are not guns. Can I commit about Walther PPQ? No, I'm not going to commit to Walther because they're too expensive. Good point. 3D printed ghost guns on the rise. Not really, because it's just been discovered that 3D printers leave a trace. So everybody thought we were going to allow them to build ghost guns. Nope. Just like your regular printer puts micro stamping on all your printed papers, 3D printers put micro printing on 3D prints. How much for each guns? I don't know. Hey, Manus, what's up? We heard you're keeping the P10F. It's okay, I know what you meant, lol. Yeah. Did you watch a trailer on the new Black Ops coming out? No, honestly, I'm not a Call of Duty fan. Why do you have all those guns? Because I'm in America, and I can collect what I want. I also have a bag of dildos. Hey, McManus, look, I'm hairless. That's not miniguns. Hey, shut up. That's all the guns behind me. All my 3D prints go through a server probably in China, and I'm sure they keep record of it. Lol. You're just jealous, McManus. You'll never get hard again. Sweet! Double bonus. I got laid, and you never will again. Hey, old brother, you can't beat the flashlights I got. I got 3. One that goes on a fuck machine. Don't fight with me. I got a she-male sex doll with a 9-inch penis sitting over there. It's a good collection. How long you been collecting? Less than 8 years. The funniest part about that is us who know better know you've got a bag of dildos. Those who don't know better don't think you really do. Oh, I got a bag of dildos. Big bag. It got bigger thanks to a member. Have I checked out your Singer 1911? Lol. Why do you look like that? I look like this because I saw your mom naked the other day. My God, woof. Yeah, right. Sold it. One that goes on a frick machine. Yep. Do they shoot, though? Everything shoots. It's weird. Why do you got a bag? Why do I have a bag of dildos? Because I'm an adventurous sexual creature. I'm also a man whore. So you'd be surprised how many loose women you can find with a bag of dildos. It's like going to a prison with a pocket full of pardons. If you go in prepared, you're never disappointed. So a 104-year-old man is being interviewed on the news. The interviewer says, you're 104, you are lucid, you still get around, and you can still take care of yourself. What's your big secret? And the old man says, I once blew a guy for a sandwich. Nice. What's your opinion on Bill Clack's Firearms? I don't know who that is. I wouldn't be surprised at that. Dude, I'm dead serious, man. When you go over to a girl's house for a hookup and you bring a bag of dildos, it's a fun night. Now, are you always in control of said dildos? Not really, but it's fun. I'm going to make a sign for dildos. Can you make a sign that says not a bag of dildos? What do you recommend is the best gun safe for the money? That's a very personal thing. Get one that has a fingerprint scanner if you can. Get one that's built into your wall. Buy a bank. But otherwise, I have a couple of Winchester safes that came from Tractor Supply Company. Cannons are pretty good. Most of them are solid. Just don't get one with external hinges because you can cut those off. Boom, boom, boom. Perfect. The live I wanted to come across. What's up, Crino? What's up? Just bought your first AR. Nice. Bro's living in Call of Duty. Bro, I run Call of Duty. Except I don't watch it. Did you do the cocaine recently? Did I do it recreationally? No, cocaine doesn't work on me, so. In my experience, they have their own. Yeah, but they got like the regular ones like you know, U size, dude. Mine are fun. You've got the white guy dildos, girlfriends. You got girls will have the ones that are normal size because they just want to experience an orgasm. Dudes bring the fun ones. That's all I'm saying. I like rhino safes. Nice. Is that your real background or am I in heaven? I'm in heaven, buddy. You should see my safes one day. I'm never going to show anybody. I don't have any safes. I use money to buy guns. He bought a house. What you take on Lucas and T-Rex Arms? It sucks to hear what happened to him, man. He got talked into signing documents, giving up a majority ownership in his company. He got screwed by his own family, which is why I don't trust family. I trust strangers before I trust family. No. I'm watching that video later. Which one? The Lucas Botkin one? Yeah. Is it wrong for guns to be my whole personality? No, as long as you're civil and normal with it. I mean, my hat is 37% of my personality. Never heard of Bill Clax? No. I love my Liberty safe, 18 plus guns. Yep, and any ATF agent can call Liberty and get the code for it. Awesome. Lucas, yeah, it's definitely worth watching, man. I'm afraid to come out to my parents. How did you respond when you told them? So my brother is flamboyantly gay, my sister's bisexual, and I'm flexible with my sexuality, so my parents don't care. With 150 rounds of FMJ, 5.56, and 20 rounds of Bitapa. That gun in the back, the handle looks blue. Can you put up close so I can see what it looks like? Go to the 9 o'clock mark in the video and you'll see it. Your sister is a good time, sounds like. She's been married 4 times and has 3 kids from 2 different people, so not ever getting a Liberty safe. Lol. Have I ever shot anybody? No, thankfully I've never had to shoot anybody other than with airsoft. Flexible like gymnastics? Me? Hell no, dude. I lay there like a plank. Should I get an M&P 5.7 or what do you recommend? I want a 5.7. The M&P is a good choice. I like the grip on the Ruger better, and I have the Palmetto State Rock. Dude, I'm going to send you pictures. I've been using an AR program that can turn me into a girl just for fun to mess with people. I'm sending you a couple of pictures. I live in D.C. and gun laws suck. Yes, agreed. Stone, do you have any experience opening safes? Lol. I like the M&P because it's hammer fired. The Ruger's also hammer fired. The only ones that are striker fired and they're modified strikers are the TSOS PX57, despite the argument I had with the douche nozzle, and the PSA Rock. No, dude. Actually, I always look like an Indian girl when I use a gender swap AI program. It's hilarious. I know the Ruger's a good choice. Yeah, but I wish the Ruger at its price had all the stuff that the Smith & Wesson does. So now that we've been talking about all kinds of crazy stuff, I need to see. No, it's still monetized. Nice. A lot of times they'll demonetize or age restrict my live streams because we talk about stupid shit. Any major changes federally in gun laws? Not yet. House and Senate are still not done. Well, Senate's not done. You drove to D.C. with the Glock 34 in the car. I was scared the entire time. Yeah. Is rimfire the same as striker fire? No, rimfire is a type of ammunition. Striker fired is a type of action for a gun. Thinking about carrying my Gen 519, but I'm 5'9", 130 pounds, so I can't easily conceal it. Should I treat myself? Yes, treat yourself. Doesn't the Ruger have a threaded barrel? No, you can get a threaded barrel for it, but from the factory, they are not optics ready, and they are not threaded barrel. You have to upgrade them. So for the same price as the Smith, you don't get anything. Do I prefer semi-autos over revolvers? Yes, there's only so many things you can do to a revolver. Can you do the Roman salute? I don't have any 50 BMGs right now. Do I have a favorite gun? Yes, 1911s. Opinion on Taurus. Perfectly serviceable, used, cheap gun. Double strike capable for those that are new to guns. After carrying with my CCW for the last 2 years in California, I realized concealed is concealed. Just wear a heavier outfit. What is in a 22 bullet? Same thing that's in a regular bullet. You have a bullet, powder, casing, and, primer or the powder that goes off. Can't wait for PSA to release the RX-57 with the 40-round mags. That will be interesting. Can I shoot my Desert Eagle sideways? Sure. Do a trick. No problem. No reparations. Bye. I have my CHL and traveling in Colorado from Texas. Should I travel with the 10-round mag just in case, or am I safe to travel with my 12-round mag? MDC, when you are traveling through a state, you are required to follow all state-mandated laws. Just because you're traveling through does not mean that you do not have to obey their state laws. So if you're planning on getting out of your vehicle in Colorado, I would carry or just download the 10 rounds. Have I ever shot an animal? Yes. Opinion on PSA micro dagger? No. Taurus makes the best throwdown gun around. Ha! Steel Water is hard to get into. No, if you play the Saints Row, it's fine. Yo, I'm back. Hey, Roman. No 12 in Colorado. No. Yep, pretty much. I like your Glocks. Of all the guns on that wall, you go to the Glocks, really. Well, thank you. Thoughts on Roman Akana? I don't know who Roman Akana is. Oh, you're talking about Roman Akana up there? You're loading up loads. I'm busting them out. What? Okay. Do you prefer handgun or an AR? Handgun. I'm a pistol guy. Police says, hello. Thoughts on the Ruger LCP? Outdated technology. If you're talking about the revolver, that's the LCR, which I like, but the LCP, I'll pass. Just bought my first Glock. Cool. I don't even see a Glock up there. Yeah, they're kind of invisible. They're literally right there. Also, really shit quality all of a sudden. We're having some bad weather here in Virginia, so sorry. You'll be fine. LCRs came in 9mm. Are those real guns? Nope. You can tell by the pixelation. They're all fake. Why would you go full screen? What is the advantage of the National Guard to have the SBRS AR outside? Maneuverability, retention. Sorry, give it a minute. The screen will fix itself. You have a permit? I have a handicap placard permit. I'm allowed to park in handicap spots. If you're forced to carry either a 22 or 25, which would you choose? Doesn't matter. They hit about the same. Can you open carry in Virginia? Yes, you can, but it's stupid and you shouldn't do it unless you're working on a farm or woods walking. Open carry is literally telling the world, hey, look at me. I don't know how to train to be a concealed carry permit guy. If you're under 21, you have to open carry. That is a bit of a different story, but open carrying in public is literally just making yourself a target. Looks like Minecraft. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the bit rate. What's the pistol directly above your head? That is the AREX Alpha 1. Let's do a walkthrough real quick. It's been a couple hours now. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without something dope to whatever. That one rap song from that one rapper. I didn't say Diddy. I said rapper. Let's start at this end. So you got a Taurus. There's a Taurus. There's a Ruger SR9T. Hey, look, you can read the names on them now because they're turned this way. Hookah, HP9. Canic 55, it's just the cool looking one. This is from like 2013 to 2015, back when they weren't calling them TP9s. It's called the TP9 55. It's kind of a weird thing. It says Dolphin. Do I have a Glock 19? Gee, I wonder if I have a Glock 19. Wonder if there's a Glock 19. No freaking clue if there's a Glock 19 up there. No idea if there's a Glock 19. How could we tell if there was a Glock 19? There's a Glock 22 if you want a 40 cal. McManus, you should buy the pink rose gold Glock. I'll sell it to you for an extremely cheap price, and you can use that as your beat up carry gun. There's the Daria DY9, which is a Glock clone, but it actually is Gen 5 slide compatible. I actually put the Glock 19 slide on that gun frame. Interesting. Canic, Meta, SFT, optics cut, all that good shiz. Is that a Luger? Are they pellet guns? Sure, absolutely. 2,000 videos, and every single one that looks like a real gun, they're all BB guns. Palmetto State Rock 5.7 might as well be a BB. Arex Alpha 9mm competition gun, basically a 226. So if you're asking if I have a 226, basically, we are all just children. Yep. Well, unless the price was free 99 like the P10F and 45 ACP was. I can tell you that I'm willing to take a massive loss to get rid of it because it's all scratched up. I'm thinking about beating the living crap out of it and shooting it with another gun. So I need somebody to stop me by buying it. Tanfilio Witness. Pellets and BBs are two different things. Pellets are open on the back. They look like reverse hollow points. There's a Taurus PT92. How's a G3X? Honestly, I mean, it's a short barrel version of a G3. I'm sure it's fine. I've never shot it. Canic TP9 SFX. Okay, well, text me later. Yeah. Beans, I'm not offering it to you. I'm offering it to one of my buddies. I want a Brett 2311 as a concealed carry. What internal should I change first? Number one, you shouldn't carry it because concealed carry, you want a shorter grip frame, not a shorter barrel. There's no reason to carry a 3-inch barrel with a 17-round grip because the grip is what prints. So you might as well carry a real 2311. That's personal opinion. But change out your firing pins. SIG X5 P320. Leyland, ask again. See if you get banned or not. Dan Wesson DWX. Optics cut. That's a beautiful gun. After I do some shooting, I may send it to a couple of buddies to shoot. My Gerson Witness 2311 Match X. CZ SP01 with dead night sights. So I'm going to probably change those out for fiber optics. Keltec P15 aluminum frame. Smith & Wesson 2.0. You can actually see the 2.0 is not much smaller than the P15, and that carries 15 rounds of 9mm. SIG 1911X that I'm still reviewing. I got another month or so with that. I am not keeping it. I am not happy with it. Para Ornitz P1345, very nice. Springfield Operator in 45, very nice. The Arex 01 Tactical with an RMR enclosed red dot and a suppressor and a light. Keltec KS7, the Romanian Dong AK, and my TAC 79 37mm signal device. I'm out. I'm in need of food. Drop them. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did, dude. I'll see you in one of the other lives. Paul, I literally just showed an AK. So, interesting. How much are you selling? Go to Wind City Armory. Ask one more time. See what happens. Thank you for showing the AK. Paul, you are very welcome. Should I do anything with my Gen 5 Glock 20? Yes, throw it away. No, I'm just kidding. Glock 20, the only things that I would recommend right off the bat is change your sights if it doesn't have night sights on it. Put metal sights on it. 10 millimeters. You never know. Thank you. Such a wealth of information. No problem. Is that an original Browning high power? I literally showed every gun on that wall, and I never said high power once. Saying thank you for showing it. No problem, Paul. I know that I sat down after you had already typed it, so that's fine. Do you know how much your collection is off the top of your head? No, because that's not my collection. My personal collection is in the triple digits, and I don't ever try to do in total. Signal device. That's what it is, Jesse. It's a 37 millimeter signal device. Just because it happens to fire a concussive round doesn't mean that it a concussive signal. What it does is it shoots a 37 millimeter concussive signal that when it goes off, it signals to you that you're concussed. Red dot or irons? Whatever the gun is capable of having. I'm comfortable with irons, but if it can have a red dot, I typically put a red dot. The only reason the DWX does not have a red dot on it right now is because the plate for it is $75 frickin' dollars. I like the clones better than the OGs. No mag disconnect. Did you see, if you're looking to add another shooter to your collection, McManus, they're selling the English high powers, the color case hardened ones, on frickin' PSA for $3.99 right now. Hey, Harris, you have a good year. How much do you have in gun? Cry silently. Oh, I will never tell. I'm not holding them hostage, Viral. They're using a bunch of those signal devices to distribute flashbangs and tear gas. Yep. Do I have any law enforcement or military experience? Negative. Never served as a Leo or in the military. And my limitation is my father was career Army, and I've been arrested a bunch. That sucks. I paid like $450 for mine when they were new. Yeah, they're all on closeout. It looks like Palmetto State bought them all from RSR. I had an old FEG high power. It ran like a sewing machine. Yeah, those in the FM high power, not the FN, but the FM high powers are pretty solid. Polymer style AKs? I've never even seen a polymer AK. That's interesting. You got an original high power for $700? That's not bad. Signal devices on TV have yellow painted grips. That makes sense. What are my thoughts on Venator? I don't know who Venator is. Do you believe in enforcement of the Constitution? Yes. As an American citizen, I believe that our constitutional rights are required to be honored by our government. So the fact that they try to step on it is a bunch of crap. My AK from KUSA came with polymer furniture. Oh, if you're talking about polymer furniture on an AK, I actually prefer that. I like a tactical look. So, what do I think about Holosun? They're good. They're less expensive than Trijicon. They are pretty quality, and they have good warranties. I had a 507K that cracked because somebody set it down on the corner of it, but Holosun just replaced it. No questions asked. Venator is a gun kind of like the Alien. Let me look it up, child. You've never asked that question before. Oh, yes. I know that. I saw that on TFB TV. They did an interview. It's like $5,000 as well. So, I mean, it's in the same kind of price range. I'm super disappointed with the Alien. It's kind of crazy that you're more impressed with the P10, isn't it? The Alien's fine. AKs, I don't know what else it could mean. Yeah, pretty much. Have I ever shot an AT-4? No, but I did shoot an AT-AT. I was on the ice planet Hoth and trying to catch this little forker named Skywalker. The son of a bitch kept on flying around. I wasn't able to get him. Holosun has a good warranty. Yep. What's your opinion on the M14? Never shot a full auto M14. The M14 in general is pretty solid. Azus. I saw you commented on one of 1911 Syndicate's videos. Did I? Which one? What did I comment? Yeah, how sad is that? It's the Alien is awesome. It's just not the one. Like the P10 being in 45 is more interesting because it's a much more usable gun in my opinion. 2 mags and I needed gloves to handle it. Well, yeah, you're out in freaking the desert too, so I'm sure that's he's hot once it gets hot. That's what I meant, an AK with polymer furniture. Gotcha, Jesse. Yeah, actually, I like the tactical look. I actually like AKs where they put Magpul furniture on them. What do I think about EOTech? I don't really care for the EOTech. EOTech is the holographic sights, and I don't like them. I've got a 5.52 and a 5.12. I never use them. Did you shave? I nared my entire body from the ears down. It sucked. I mean, the Alien is fine. Yep, I wouldn't get a Surefire to attach. I couldn't get a Surefire to attach to it either. Yeah, I didn't even try that one. You threw it in a bucket of water. The Alien is fun, but not with 4K. So, yeah, I agree. Like, might have tweaked the color on it, but it's fine, lol. So, my Grandmaster is pretty cool. And since nobody wanted to buy that for the price I was offering to my friends, you know, I love you guys. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. I can't ask you guys to spend that kind of money. But yeah, I'm not going to sell it to a stranger. I only wanted to sell it to a friend. M14s issued to infantry after 65 are semi-automatic, and mostly M14s had their fire selector removed. They're issued to standard infantry as semi-automatic battle rifle. Thank you for the information. Did not know that. I'm not a rifle guy, so I don't know a lot about rifles. Thank you. How does it feel to buy a shotgun? It makes you feel like the most securely secured person in the world because you're buying a gun for security. Have I ever shot a full auto? Yes, I've shot an MP5. It was fine. But with my class 3, I'm intending on buying a shitload of full autos. Checking the mail. The mail, the mail, the mail, the mail, the mail, the mail. My first full auto I shot was an M1928. Nice. Why do you have so many guns? Because I like guns. I like big guns and I cannot lie. To shoot them straight I try. Gavin has it right. My favorite owned gun is my Winchester 1894 and 3030 because it was my grandfather's, but when it comes to handguns, just the 1911 platform. You just bought a Security Mossberg. Security is Stevens. No, don't buy shitload of full autos when you get class 3. They're going to tie up your cash flow. No. I'm going to get sponsorships for it. And dude, we can get full auto M16A2s for $5K. What's your favorite 3030? Winchester 1894. 1911 is a nice one. Yep, I just bought a toy Desert Eagle off of Temu. Be careful, it's coming from Temu. They might actually send you a real Desert Eagle. Someone asked me my favorite the other day, and I didn't have an answer. Lol, the Bren and the TS2 jumped to the top of the list, but it's hard to decide. I get that. Bubba's. Yeah, so Curtis. In the United States, if the gun is built before 1986, it's what's called a full transferable, which means as a private citizen, you're allowed to own those firearms, but they are extremely expensive. A full auto M16A2 that's fully transferable for private civilian ownership is between $50,000 and $70,000. If the gun is 1986 or newer, it falls under what is called post-dealer sample, so post-ban dealer sample. So as a dealer, I can possess and demonstrate those firearms, but I cannot legally sell them. So because there is no actual fiduciary gain on the part of the people that own them, they all sell them cheap. You can get a Glock 18C with a Class 3 FFL for $3,000. TS2 is such a good gun, I don't blame you. Nice. You'll help buy the Glock 18. Ah, I see how it is. I'll let you know. What? That's crazy. I'm buying a gun shop tomorrow. It is interesting. Do I sell pew pew? I own a gun store. Yep. You can get transferables cheaper than that, but not many. No, I'm referring, if you're talking about what I said about the M16A2, I mean specifically the short M16A2. We have a full auto Glock 21. It's odds. Yeah, no, that would be crazy, dude. What's the most powerful pew-pew you have? I have a Smith & Wesson 460 XVR, so extreme velocity revolver. I love guns and marksmanship galore. Guns are really fun to use if properly, of course. Absolutely, man. Guns are a way of obtaining proficiency in something. With class 3 is the one that lets you make your own full autos? No, that's an 0702. It is an SOT license, but a standard class 3 is not. But I should have fun with my toy Desert Eagle. Yeah, you will, dude. Enjoy it, Bubba's. Cobra 9 Mac was 1600 new in box. Nice. Can you use them as personal firearms in Publix with the class 3? No. I can't conceal carry a full auto gun. I mean, technically I could. I'm the owner of the company, and my name is on all the licenses, but I can't. That would be kind of like when somebody commits a straw purchase. Using my class 3 just to carry a full auto would lead to a lot of problems. Bruce, still going? Yeah, I go till midnight, dude. How much did you spend on your collection? I don't actually like to think about how much I have into it, dude. Okay, the Gunsmith Matt Range has one of those. Yeah. Do I sell guns? Yes. We have an 0702, but allegedly you're on the hook for manufacturing taxes for each thing you make. Yes, which is also why I just want the standard Class 3 SOT, just so I can have them. Since I have both a gun channel and a gun store, post-dealer samples make sense for me. Guns are a way of obtaining all the money in the bank. Actually, guns are a way of emptying out your bank account. Have a great night. Thank you, Bubba's. You too, bud. Only time I've ever seen a suppressor in California, he put it on a Ruger American bolt action. That's interesting. What's the most expensive PPU you own? I don't quantify the cost of my guns because what I have into one of my guns versus what they're worth. I have several that are worth in the thousands. Can you defend yourself if not armed? Yes, I can make you cry like a little bitch using words, so I'm fine. Picked up the Daniel H9 one on sale, plus a free optic, and the wallet felt it. Agreed. Do I sell to out of states? The way that works, Marquise, is you need an FFL that's willing to accept it, and I have to send it to an FFL, and you still have to do a background check. He does competition as a Grandmaster. Nice. I just bought a 10mm Smith. Good choice. Wind City Armory. Type it again, Octa. Two different people got you. Sorry, bud. I've held a gun 4 times in my life. Granted, you're 14. Dude, that's more than a lot of people, man. There's 300 plus million people in the United States. Not every one of us has held a gun. I've never even held a gun. It's interesting. I had to scout around to get a law enforcement signature for my Class 3. Really? What state do you live in? Love from Indian. Nice, man. Fucking A, man. I want more pistols. You just hurt me with your background. If you ever get a chance, if I ever decide to actually show my collection, you'll like it. No, the 14-year-old is fine. He wanted me to shoot at his competition, but he wanted $200, and I was like, nah. Yeah, no. This is my kind of stream. Thank you, Joe. Sorry, your kind of steam. Did man just say he's never held a gun? Math variant, I'm a smartass. You'll learn that. Manufacturing SIGs since 2016. Horns and guns. Boobs and tubes, brother. Still no brat. They claim they're waiting for the optics ones to come in before they'll send me mine. However, SDS and McManus and Stone will both verify they did finally send me my double stack duty 9mm. Thanks for my Mac signature. Got an LLC later. Gotcha. Texas. Gotcha. Is that an M4 carbine? No, it's just a standard AR-15. It was $5 to do a competition outside in Wyoming, and they let me do it for free the first time. Nice. What's your take on the advancements with 3D printers and firearms? Here's one thing for you. It's been recently shown, and people didn't realize this, or people were denying it, that 3D printers actually microprint. So 3D printers are traceable, so there goes your theory about ghost guns. Strongest sniper, Carlos Hathcock. Baby booty Travolta chin. Are you making fun of me because I'm slightly hairless? U.S. online purchase disabled on your website. I have to do it over the phone. I don't have an online processor right now. So you would send me an email, or you can call the store during regular business hours. I'm curious about the duty one. I like the look of it. What's the barrel length? It's a 5-inch and it's a bull barrel because I'm getting the Gen 2. The one I'm really looking for, though, is the Mac DS Comp. It's a 5-inch gun, but it's RMR cut direct mount versus all the other ones which are RMSC. What's your favorite overall gun manufacturer? Nighthawk Customs. Can you show me your most craziest gun you have? Nope. Sorry. You sell submachine guns? Nope. Sorry. How long are you streaming tonight? Probably till 11:30. Lycan says 10-4. Lycan, I'd love to hook you up. What's your take on the slide comps without porting on the barrel, like 365X macro comp or the Legions as opposed to a real comp? So if you watch slow motion video of a X macro, or even like that 1911 there has a bushing mounted comp. If you watch the videos of them, the bullet leaves the end of the barrel before the slide starts moving. So they do offer an effectiveness level, but they are less than a barrel that's ported or comped. So they do still help. Do the Taken movies guy's voice. I don't know who you are. I don't know. I can't really do his accent. I don't do the Irish Scottish that he has. But I will come for you, and I will find you. How many guns do you have, and are they real? Nope. The 365X macro with the ported barrel is incredible to shoot, and it does eat some recoil, but the 365 is also easy to shoot. Agreed. Canic or Springfield? Both. Although I prefer the trigger on the Canics. People forget comp guns send a flash of light straight up at night. See, that's another thing that, yes, they do, but you're getting a flash regardless, whether it's going up or from the muzzle of the gun, you're getting a flash regardless. So it's not as bad as you would think. What's your take on a Desert Eagle? I had one. The problem I had with my Desert Eagle is I have friends, and my friends liked shooting my Desert Eagle, but my friends were allergic to paying for the ammo for my Desert Eagle, and one mag during 2022, 2023 was like $30, and my friends liked shooting them all, so that's my take. Ported slide. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Manus. It's the kindest possible, sir. Your eyes look rather fine apart. Perhaps some glasses to tighten up the look. Best of luck. No, I got LASIK because I want everybody to see how far apart my eyes are, because with the kindest way I can put this to you, I don't give a shit what you think. If you have a problem with the way I look, swipe away. He only owns water guns. They just look real. Pretty much. What's your take on the gun kits that are shipped to your door and they come with everything you need, or does it not come with all the parts? No, gun kits that are shipped to your door do not have the registered part of the firearm, be it the trigger group or the lower receiver. 50 AE isn't much cheaper than that now. Agreed. So I paid $700 for a Chrome 50 AE because the finish wasn't great because it was Cerakoted and the Cerakote was removed. Shot it a bunch and then I sold it for $1,500, so I don't feel bad. Should have converted the Desert Eagle. Nah. I was going to buy that one from Pennsylvania when we went to the gun show, but I lost the card. Do you like knives? Yeah, I deal with them. They're not my favorite. I was going to ban the guy. I figured we'd have that out of the way for this hour. No problem. What's your favorite hunting cartridge? I don't hunt. Is that Side the Sloth? W, you just fucked up your insult. You should probably go away now. You have any knives? Nope. Yeah, so I got my money out of it, and the cup. So here's the craziest thing, right? The week I sold the Desert Eagle, I ordered a case of 50 AE. All my buddies were like, yeah, I'm going to help. I'll pay for it. I'll pay for it. And I get the ammo in, and my buddies all balk. They're like, oh, man, I don't have the money this week. But can we go shoot it? So this couple came in that was really wanting one, and they bought all the ammo. So I was like, forget it. Unk thinks he's tough. You're an idiot on the internet that just typed unk. You're proving that you're semi-literate. You managed to find the internet. Use a complete word, please. I also have a lot of knives. I have 20 of them. Awesome. You should try hunting. Nobody ever takes me, man. Also, Curtis, I don't play with knives because I get cut really easily because I tend to stab myself with every knife I've ever owned. So, meh. Do you know how many guns you have? Yeah, I actually do know how many guns I have. I just don't tell people. I'm not one of those guys. If your only eyes were semi-connect... Dude, Swaggy, you fucked up your insult. Swipe away. SFR was going to take you. He still offered. Popeyes has a better chicken sandwich. Are they real guns? Yes. McManus, leave the next one. I want to mess with them a little bit. The worst thing is cutting yourself. Who are you going to be mad at? You? Dude, I got stabbed by a knife that wasn't moving. It was in a holder. Dude, I'm so grateful for Beretta. Nice. Have you seen the Kunan 357? Yes, I would love to get my hands on one. In 2019, when my buddy started his gun store, their rep came in and told us if we sold 10, we'd get a free one, and then they went out of business. How many guns you have? I can say you don't have enough. I have more guns than I do brain cells. I've got a trillion. Want to go hunting? I have several hunting wild rifles. No, I'm good, dude. Do you have a Makarov? Not anymore. I used to. I sold it. I love the APX. They're fine. Do you have a 1911? Look at my wall before you comment. I like your videos. Jay, best starter gun. Austin, go to a gun range that rents guns. Play with a bunch of guns. Even if you just go to a gun store that lets you hold guns, you will find the one that's personally best for you. I can tell you what's reliable. I can't tell you what's going to be best for you. This right here, this black spot on my tattoo is literally covering the hole. So I had built a mutant Glock, and I had taken it to my buddy's store. I set it down by the knife sharpening apparatus. One of my buddies asked to see it, and without thinking, I just kind of threw my arm forward, and then I panicked and pulled my arm down. How many rounds have you put through the P10F? Oh. Gone. Type it one more time. Yep, thank you. You got any girlfriends? I got a chick that made me nair my entire body. So, you have a 3rd gen TSW. No, I wish I did. You got one? You're calling 911? No, you're typing on any internet, son. Have you ever shot a 50 cal? Yes, a buddy of mine was selling his Barrett M82A1 and another buddy was buying it, so we got to take it out and shoot it. However, the optic was so low mounted because the dude used to let his kid shoot it, and it pulled my ear off the gun, and I had tinnitus for like a week. What's the big gun in the top right? That is a Keltec KS7. If you go back 1 hour and 11 minutes, or if you go back 30 minutes, I do an entire walkthrough. You got a 380. Yes, there's a Smith & Wesson. Almost cut the tip of my finger off. Jesus, no thank you. You got the 338 Lapua. That's a good round. Very expensive. You got any jobs? Nah, not available. Good job on the donation. I don't know what currency that is. Let's find out. He said it's Argentina. ARS dollar. I mean, I don't even really care. I love Thank you, dude. Is McManus and MC the same person? I can tell you for a fact they are not. What else does Class 3 allow you besides full auto? What about grenades, explosive? That is destructive devices licensing. I can handle your paperwork for Form 1s for building your own suppressor, your SBRs, your full autos, anything that's restricted, including demilt stuff. Oh no, we're different people. Yep. Oh shit. Okay, lol. How much is the donation? So if it's $100, it's $1. So it's just $1. It's fine. It's 84 cents. I don't care. Dude, you don't have to donate a penny on this channel. I don't give a shit. Do you prefer the classic 1911 or am I into the 2011s? I prefer a modernized 1911 and the 2011s equally. 24-hour live. I'm here. $5,000. I will do a 24-hour live. Get rid of your ass. Aww. I can only imagine the tax stamp for each destructive device. $200 per destructive device. So if you have a 6-round 40 mic, $1,200 plus the 40 mic, so $1,400 just to own it. Do I have a DDM4? No, sir. Hope they sell the Ruger RXM with the 17 body already on it. I don't care for the 19 body. They're not going to, but the body is $40, and you can ship it to your house. You bought a Pointman Dan Wesson years ago. Yeah, I do like the Pointman. Very nice. Check again, it's 8 cents USD, but still a dono. 100 ARS is 84 cents. 1 ARS is 8 cents. Awesome, cool, let you know. You can't donate 8 cents. You got an AR-15? Nope. Favorite suppressed caliber? The only suppressor I own is for 9mm, so currently 9mm. Is the Charles Daly company still alive? Yes, they are. Chiappa makes their guns now. Police in downtown, they have 6-round signal devices. Lol. Is there an FRT for 22 handguns? I don't know, and even if there was, that would be weird. Lots of nice protection. They do all right. Oh shit, you're right. Whatever. Mikey, you're right. I bow down to you. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't look at the decimal point. Unpopular opinion, Daniel defense is overgassed. Noveski all the way. Daniel defense is overpriced. Noveski all the way. Man, it would take me about 7 hours and 20 minutes to drive to Reno. Lol. Got 15 minutes. Come on, kids. Get your shit in here. By the way, I subscribed. Thank you, Noah. It was 10 hours to Atlanta. Have I seen Bad Boys? Which one?
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
What's an affordable rifle that comes with an adjustable gas block for a future can? Adjustable gas block? You got to step up into at least the. I have no idea. How do I feel about the T-Rex situation? I think the fact is T-Rex admitted what happened, so it's kind of bullshit. T-Rex deserves all the hate they're getting right now, and I hope Lucas has massive success. I mean, he posted one video and he already has more subscribers than me, so good for him. Lucas seems like a good dude, so I hope his new company, whatever he winds up doing, does well. They made the Glock 44 full auto and also the Desert Eagle. Yeah, one firearm for home defense. Shotgun. Have you ever done a desk pop? What did T-Rex do? So Lucas Botkin started T-Rex Arms. His brothers and a brother-in-law came in and talked him out of majority shareholder status back in the early 2016s, 2015s. And then most recently, they've gone away from their morals of the company. A employee of T-Rex Arms sent pornographic pictures to Lucas's wife, and the company did nothing. So Lucas has been trying to buy T-Rex out from his brothers. They kept rejecting his offer, so now he quit over the most recent scandal, and now T-Rex has to buy him out for millions of dollars. Spur on Jessica is the only one I use, but the bootleg. Yeah, which one is better, Glock or Sig? Sig. That X39 is worth a bunch of cash. Yeah. What do you do for a living? I own a gun store and I make YouTube videos. Although I don't make any money off the YouTube stuff, really. Yeah, so it was an employee who didn't get fired until Lucas went public. The bootleg carrier is cool. Yeah, I like the bootleg. I got that one for Bruce, actually, because I'm a G. I'm a motherfucking G. What stat are you in? I'm usually in the home runs, but also the man-whore per inning. 2 crates of it for about $450. I'd have been furious as well. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Sorry, your video about basic 3 firearms. Not so sure the Maverick is high enough quality. What would be your next step up? A Mossberg 500, but I will point out to you, if you go to TFB TV, Jesse, and you watch their burn down test, the Maverick 88 is the only one to survive a 500 round burn down test for a cheap shotgun. So, yeah, I actually do think the Maverick 88 is fine. And again, that was a basic one. I'll do a better one, including better shotguns for the next one. What's your holy grail gun that you want bad? Don't really have one, man. I was waiting for a DWX optics for a long time, and now I've got it, so nothing's really holding me hostage. Yeah, plus it's his family who are his partners. Yeah, his family screwed him over. That's all it is. My bad, I meant state. Virginia. You work at Ruger. Nice. Good. Put me in touch with your testing department. I need some guns. You got an M1911. There's one up there. My first handgun was a Canic. Wasn't a fan of it. Oh, it sucks. What are your thoughts on Christian Arms 300 Win Mag? I've never shot one. They seem nice. New here, quite a collection. They're pretty good. Any cool 30-30s? I got a pre-World War II 1894. Don't have a favorite caliber. I just like guns. My boss is a friend, and his sister-in-law worked with us. She was lazy as frick, but he wouldn't fire until she cussed out his son for no reason. Yeah, that's why I try not to hire family. What's your opinion on mini shells? I wish there were more companies manufacture them. Hope they catch on more. I've got 590s, and it's really fun to shoot. I use it for home defense. They're fine. I don't really have an opinion, honestly. I have a Glock 19 machine gun, also a revolver. Nice. Do you have any purple guns? Sure. Still not nearly as bad as a perf sending stuff to your brother's wife. That is true. What's your favorite gun? 1911s. Jimenez makes some good guns. Ha 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 ha. Do you think 40 is dead? No, not at all. Plenty of 40 cal guns out there. Hey, this guy. I need a job, Jiminy. Sorry, you got kids. I can't have kids in my building ever. My wife has lots of purple guns. No joke, I don't care for X39, so I never bought into it, but I have a bunch of cans of M81 March from Lake City. Nice. I think 40 is dying. I don't. They keep releasing them, man. Happy Pride Month. You too, buddy. Are there any calibers that I would never touch? Nah. 45 gap is kind of stupid. See that blue gun behind you that had me and I'm going with me to the prom. Nice. Well, they keep making them, but nothing new has come out in 40 in a long time. True. Although, I mean, all the 10 mils are designed to shoot the 40, the new ones that have come out. Buy privated. Just bought a 40 caliber hunting shotgun rifle with the double barrel and 17 inches. Okay, Hitmans. When he says lots of Lake City, I wonder, lol. What's your favorite gun you own and why? I don't need to explain it, but 1911s. Never shot a 40 cal, but in Wyoming, this guy let me shoot his 10 mil, and he had moon clips with 40 on it, so I haven't shot 40 in a semi-auto. They all feel the same. Veterans get one day, but if they blew each other, they'd get a whole month. You say that like veterans don't blow each other. I've known a lot of veterans that came back from war with weird fucking smiles on their face. Never seen any. My gun store carry 45 gap ammo. No, it's not worth carrying. I actually have some though. Goated favorite. Thank you. How many guns you got? No idea, Kojo. Ask again. It means a lot. They came in crates with 2 full cans. I got a bunch of those crates. Lol. My smile wasn't weird. Yeah, that's because you were hanging out with Marines, man. They did all the work on each other. You said 3D printers leave a trace, but what if you change the nozzle? I bet it changes the signature. Yeah, true. What's your opinion on switches? Unless they're putting tangents in the material from the internal parts of the machine. Those are obviously not real. No, you're right, man. Do you have a 17H MR? What's your opinion on it? No, I don't, but they're a fun round. Any experience with 357 SIG? Yes, I've had several guns in 357 SIG. It's fine. Take a 9 mil, neck it down, or take a 10 mil cartridge and neck it down to 9 mil. Crates like pallets? Lol. Do I have a Python? No. Ow. So, printed your prints with my hardened steel 0.4 millimeter nozzle. Oh, you talk dirty, mouse. Hello, Zaraki. Have I ever shot 50A? Yes. Do I have the 45 long slide? No. You mean the AMT hardballer from Terminator? No. I had a regular slided AMT hardballer, but no. They were stacked on pallets, but I didn't get a whole pallet. I spent thousands, not tens of thousands, lol. Guns facing the other way today? Yeah, I thought I'd mix it up. Is a Stoger double barrel defense a good shotgun? The Stoger double barrel, if I'm not mistaken, is Turkish. So, I rubbed my balls on Stone's Alien. Haha, joke's on you. I stuck it in my butt. What's your favorite movie or TV show, Firearm? 1911s, bud. Just 1911s. Love from Chicago. What's up, Chicago? What was it? Yeah, it was the Kunan 357. What would you prefer the best weapon for self-defense? Shotgun. Well, that Stoger was Brazilian. So they get them manufactured. So like the Stoger STR-9, I think, is made in Turkey. Maybe the shotguns are made in Brazil. I need spending thousands on ammo lately. but that doesn't get much Hornady. It only means a 45 long side with the laser sighting. Yeah, the AMT hardballer. No, I don't have one. All right, Madison. Woot woot. I have an SKS, shitty AR-47s. Yep. Did you do it when it was hot, McManus? Lol. Hey, man, got a question for you. No, I've never been forced to take a life, man. It's a good pocket rocket. Usually like a Ninja or a Hayabusa. Any carry positions that you think are stupid? Always thought the small of the back. Small of the back isn't bad, actually. That's not too terrible. I think ankle holsters are stupid. You've got a Stoger P3000 and they are Turkish. Gotcha. CZ712. Yeah, that's a fine shotgun. I have a box of 1000 Red Army steel case I got years ago for $200. Yep. Speaking of Terminator, have I ever shot a SPAS 12? No, I have not. It's a very expensive shotgun. Thoughts on the P320 drama? It's only a drama because people keep calling it a drama. It was ill handled by SIG. Yes, the guns have uncommanded discharges, but if you actually take the time to learn what the actual situation is, it only affects the base model 320s, M17s, and 18s with a curved trigger built before 2021, which is a 4-year span. If you have a newer manufactured guns, the problem has been corrected, and the number of discharges versus the number of guns sold, it is not as big a deal as everybody's making it out to be. But again, because we live in a modern society with the internet and shit, everybody's blowing it out of proportion. Yeah, I've heard that the SPAS isn't actually good. Oh, I was thinking about it as an ankle holster. Nah. Where's your gun store? Virginia, right? Want to swing by on the way to Maryland? Yeah, I'm in Winchester, Virginia. Never shot a Hawa. Well, it's not a big deal unless you're the guy who died or the other handful of people who got shot by their own duty gun. Again, you just said it yourself. Handful. They've built millions of guns, and a handful of people. A handful of people shoot themselves with their Glock because they go to take them down when they're cleaning them and forget to take the round out of it. So, again, I'm not denying that there's uncommanded discharges, and I'm not denying that SIG handled it wrong. I just don't think it's as big a deal as people keep making it out to be. And all this bullshit about them going off is the reason why all these companies are demanding drop safeties in their guns. Here's an idea. Don't drop your fucking gun. How many does it take? It takes somebody that I know. It's just like the Kardashians and shit. I don't care. My gun isn't affected. I'm not personally affected. I don't give a shit. That's mine. CZ has made millions of guns and no one has ever shot anyone. I beg to differ. Loaded guns aren't the dangerous ones. The unloaded ones are. Yeah. Winchester, I'm from Virginia Beach, so Winchester, but only Virginians will get that. Yeah. Come on, everyone. Let's get the stream to 200 likes. Yeah. Got another minute. What's your favorite gun? 1911s, Hellcat or Echelon? I'm not answering until you stop typing in caps. Best import AKs, Ostava right now. SIG, one of the only striker-fired pistols without a trigger blade safety. Yeah, but the trigger blade safety is a piece of plastic anyways. Do any of your guns jam sometimes? Sure. Jams are not impossible. Anybody that ever says they own a gun that's never jammed is a lying sack of shit. I actually caught Honest Outlaw on one of those. He tried saying he had a gun that never had a problem, and in his B-roll footage, he literally had a failure to feed. If you don't understand why nobody outside of police officers needs a gun, then you don't understand what freedom is. That's a very I live in Russia thing to say, son. Call the cops and see how long it takes them to get there. Just have your buddy stand in front of you pointing a gun at you and call the cops. See how long it takes them to get to you. My staccato P has never jammed yet. It jammed on somebody. That's why they sold it to you. I like Pew View, not a big fan of Honest Outlaw. So I don't want to denigrate other YouTubers except for Such, but he knows why. Honest Outlaw has created a situation where he is now required to make money doing this, a lot more money, because he bought land and built a range and did all this stuff. So he has given up some of his autonomy when it comes to being able to review. Um, it's just the way it is. How do you like the Walters? They're fine. They're expensive, though. Joe, you have a good night, man. Am I online every single day? Nope, 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday. I think I probably only owned a couple of guns that have never malfunctioned. Would you consider a 22 good for self-defense? It will help in your self-defense. I wouldn't call it good, but it'll do the job. My MPA 5.7 is my worst gun. What common mistakes do you do around guns? I keep buying them. Mondays are weird. Maybe I think my staccato P belonged to a cop who wanted to make a quick buck and also money off the broken acro. Maybe. I'm going to take a guess about your Such comment as he has never made a bad review. Such 00 gets more review guns, T&E samples from every single manufacturer because he does not make a bad review. It doesn't matter how shitty the gun is, he will not give it a bad review because he knows that as long as he sucks up to every company that sends him a gun, that he will keep getting those guns. When I send that 1911 back to SIG, I'll probably never get another gun from them because I insulted their finish and pointed out the fact that their gun is discoloring after 60 rounds. So they'll either take it as constructive criticism and move on with it, or they won't. TSOS has taken 2 years to get back with me about getting me guns to reevaluate. So when you make your living off of your T&E guns, there's issues. Wife's X-Tar has never malfunctioned. Nice. Would appreciate Stone's payment. I'm keeping the P10. Nice. Someone sounds salty he doesn't get free guns. I get free guns, nutsack. I'm just honest about them. You have a Glock switch. Nope. What's your smallest handgun? Nah. Crap finish is a staple of SIG. Well, the thing is, the finish they put on it is discoloring from being fired. It's interesting. Real men use fist, not gun. All right, you come at me with your fist, I'll come at you with my gun. We'll see how that goes. Max, man, see ya, dude. Shouldn't call them reviews, but rather overviews. Yeah, he should just call them information dumps or whatever, but it's not a good way to run your channel, and that's why he's stagnated in the last few years. He's had over 1 million subs for like 3 years. So... T&E stands for testing and evaluation. So Sig Sauer sent me that stainless 1911 to test and evaluate, but I have to send it back. Other companies like Gerson, they've sent me review samples. They're guns that I get to keep. SDS sends me review samples that I get to keep. So despite what I say about it, they're my guns. Hi from LA. Get your head down, bro. Like for real, who you trying to kill with all that ammunition? Are you a killer? Do you see any ammunition behind me, dumbass? You tried making a joke, you failed. Swipe away. Did I get to 200? Nice. In less than a year. Jesus, man. Good job hitting a like. Yep. Test and evaluate makes sense. Yep. Don't send the SIG back. They won't care. They will, and I'm not going to play games with them when it comes to a gun, especially a $900 gun. They want $1,500, but it's a $900 guns. Do they give you the option to purchase? I'm sure they would, because they sent me an invoice with what's called industry pricing, which is what they would sell it to me directly for. It's still too high. I like CZ. Yes, I've got 3 Kimbers. Would you recommendation for best quality for price for a 357? Get an EAA Windicator, $400, 357. I knew some black belts that got beat up and wish they had a gun. Is post-bankruptcy Remington worth it? I'd call them pre-next bankruptcy, but yeah, they're fine. What's a gun you hate besides Glock? Chiappa. SIG puts out guns too fast. They have issues, but always correct their mistakes. Yeah, but the problem with that is they make us their testers. Not gun tubers, but frickin' just the public in general. Remington is now under a new ownership, and as far as I know, they are going to. Kids, it's 11:30. I am tired. I want to go to bed. I got to go to the range in the morning. To be fair, SIG has lots of companies do that. Yeah. What's the manufacturer do you have the most of? Manufacturer that I have the most of? Thinking through my guns. It's a good question. Probably Smith & Wesson. I got a lot of their steel series, like the 5906, 6904, stuff like that. Yeah, probably Smith & Wesson. Do I got a Sandviper? No, I don't have $8 grand. See you, bud. Yep. Doesn't CZ own Remington? No, they don't. Good stream. Yep, that was a good question. Finally. Yep. Is that a bodyguard? Yes, it is. I could have guessed that, McManus. Do you AR-15 or rifle? Yeah, okay. Have a good night, man. Get some rest. Talk to you again Wednesday. Absolutely, guys. I'm going to pick this up, and we're going to end it here. I support the current king. CZ owns Colt. Yes, they do. I like the red on the gun. That is a Dan Wesson DWX, also owned by CZ. No, I have a lot of arms, Admiral. Why so many brain cells? You're only using 2. But yeah, there you go, guys. I'll send you a Sandviper. Sure you will, Ghost. If you do, I'll be your best friend for a week. Worst state to own a gun? Usually when you're in denial. I'll talk to you guys later.